Friends, if you're looking for real old school laughs, you're in for a treat because we've got them right here. Flip City Magazine. Remember Mad Magazine? Then it went woke? Well, don't worry. Flip City has no chance of going woke. That's right. 4 times a year, you'll get an actual printed magazine full of jokes, stories, comics, and more, all about today's pop culture, entertainment, and woke politics. Flip City takes terrible entertainment trends we love to hate with hilarious parodies of Lord of the Rings, Stranger Things, The Walking Dead, Star Trek, Hunters, and more. Trust me when I say there is nothing else like Flip City on the market. So subscribe today. It will be delivered in print, or you can even get it digitally if you're one of those wacky Zoomers. Either way, follow our link and sign up today, and if you put in midnight, you get an extra 10% off. Check out Flip City Magazine today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to take your seats and shake them! It's time for Toxic Femininity, brought to you by Midnight Edge. Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to the program. I am Tom Connors. I am your MC on Toxic Femininity. We have a heck of a panel today. Oh my gosh, I love Nina's shirt. She has the now obsolete make it lame and put a chicken in it shirt. Thank you so much.
Don't you still have the thing? Don't you still have the sound effect?
Yeah, where's the clip?
I do, but you can actually still get that shirt if you know where to look for it. Let me see if I can get that link.
Get it. Yeah. What's up, everybody?
Put a chicken in and make it lame and gay.
That's the one. That's the one. Well, we were talking about Star Wars today, so I was like, of
there
course
you
I
go.
have to wear this.
Well, we have, of course, Nina. I usually go the other way around, but hello, Nina. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. Thank you for being here, everybody. The panel, the chat. Make sure you smash the like, share the stream. Lots going on today. We're going to have a lot of topics, including apparently Star Wars is in the news for the first time in like months. So we'll talk about a little bit about that and some crazy Twitter dramas and stuff like that. And also we'll get into more stuff after Tom introduces the rest of the panel. Thank you.
Of course, we have Michelle here. How are you doing, Michelle?
I'm doing pretty good. Good to be back. Always enjoy chatting up with you, lovely ladies, and Tom.
Yay.
Your shirt's not as cool as Nina's, but
no,
you look nice.
Very pretty. I like it. It looks cozy.
I just had to pick on her.
It is.
But yes, I'm glad to have you.
Yeah, good to be here.
And we also have with us Steph, aka My Nerdy Home. How you doing?
Hello. Yeah, we're talking Star Wars, so I had to like lean forward and just, grab the liquor. So I'm ready.
Oh my God.
Like,
I know. It's like, what?
Right. I thought we were done. I
believe
guess we're not.
No, I can't believe it's in every time it's in the news. It's like we almost have to just mention it at least. Hey, did you guys have a good St. Patty's Day? Apparently it was St. Patty's Day.
I did, but like it's kind of like because it fell on a Sunday, it kind of came and went.
Oh, okay.
It's not as fun because like when you go to, it's more fun and when you go to school or go to work, wherever you are, and it's like people are celebrating, but like when it's in the weekend, it's not as fun.
I slept in a little bit. I needed it.
You did? Oh. Oh, wow, Stephanie, partying hard. I see. Oh, okay. The funny part is in Mexico, I went mini golfing for the first time because we apparently have mini golf here now. It was super fun. It was like digital mini golf too. And I was like, this is wild. I've never seen digital mini golf. Everything is digital now. But anyways, there was like so many Mexicans dressed in green and like just out for St. Patty's Day. And I was like talking about my Mexican friends, and I was like, I didn't know St. Patty's Day was such a huge thing in Mexico. And they were all laughing, being like, any reason to get drunk? I was like,
yeah.
There's a lot of Catholics in Mexico too.
Yes, there is a massive Catholic population. But it was just a very interesting just perspective of like, oh my God, Mexicans in green just being like, yeah, St. Patty's Day. And we're like, well, I didn't know you guys were so into it. That's great.
But Nina, how does it get in Mexico when it's Cinco de Mayo?
Dead. Zero. Nothing. El Zilcho. That is anything? No, they don't do anything. Apparently, that's an American thing. They don't care at all about Cinco de Mayo at
interesting.
all. They like not even a little bit. Like if it falls on a holiday, like if they have a holiday, they'll drink and whatever. They'll like be like, oh yeah, it's what, yeah, whatever, Cinco de Mayo. But it's not nothing at all the way it is in the States, which
Man,
is
that's
really
that's wild. I would have figured it'd be that way because, like, yeah, they really get into it here.
Yeah, not at all. Like not at all here. It's really weird. The big day here is like the Mexican Independence Day, which is like September 16th or 17th.
Mhm.
And that's a huge day where everybody's celebrating. It's kind of like their 4th of July.
Mm.
But yeah, not Cinco de Mayo. How are you doing, Tom?
I like turtles.
I knew Tom was like, what?
I went to my folks for St. Patty's Day. St. Patty's Day. And of course, if you couldn't tell by my name, I'm a little bit Irish. But yeah, no, I had corned beef. She actually had the day off, so that was cool. And then came back here and streamed. So yeah, that was my St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
But
that's
now
good.
I'm excited to hang out with you ladies because I'm sure you got a lot of interesting stuff to talk about.
Now I just request for the rest of the show in honor of St. Patty's Day that Tom does that Irish accent.
Agreed.
Diddly potatoes.
It was a really good one. I don't think I've ever heard you say like anything like that before.
I like it.
Because usually I hear like Bat Tom. Oh my God, can you do Bat Time in Irish?
I don't know if I can do that.
Ooh, that would be
I can
in.
try.
You try.
Let's see, like diddly potatoes. I am the knight. I am. It doesn't work. Turn Scottish.
You have to work on that.
I am the Scottish Batman.
Oh my God, that's funny. I liked it. That was great.
Yeah, I think
okay,
that you broke me.
Yeah, just a little bit. Let's get into some of these early super chats that are coming in, so we can start with the show. We got ActionCom here for $5. Says, ladies, if you had to, could you travel by train and boat instead of flying, considering how things are going?
Right?
Okay, dude, it's been bad.
I think I'd be too scared to do a boat, because like if it sinks, you're lost at sea.
Well, this actually comes from a conversation we were having on the morning show, right? And I had to remind Andre that the boat records are not very good right now either, because like how many cruises have we had where people have gotten stranded on them and all this other stuff has happened where outbreaks and other things? It's like
outbreaks.
Yeah, like
Thank you, Tom.
and, like,
Outbreaks.
And depending on like, I guess like I don't know, the cruise or whatever boat, like if something happens like on the ship, it gets investigated like on the ship.
Mhm.
So it's whatever happens, like it's always unsolved or murderers like go free, like they don't get caught.
I know, dude. Stephanie,
Yeah.
I have such a conspiracy mind where it comes to boats because I feel like, especially cruises and stuff, because I feel like they do like tests. Like they're like, oh, we need to like, introduce this like thing to the population. And this is like the, it's a very
a nice little like test subjects.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they do that kind of shit all the time. Like you won't catch me dead on a cruise. But train, yes.
I don't want to take the risk, but like I think I don't know. I think like I've only, and there probably are more. I mean, I guarantee you there's more, but I feel like I've only read of maybe like 2 train wrecks. There's more, but like only 2 that I read of. So,
yeah, you don't hear as much passenger trains too. Like you hear a lot about like the like the mining trains and stuff like that getting derailed, but passenger trains is kind of rare, like a little bit more than
I've read of like 2. There's
Yeah.
more, but
and I think one of them was in Mexico. I don't know. But funny enough, actually, we just went to this new train thing that started like in Cancun. They just started it. So I actually went there yesterday and I took pictures at the train station because I was like, oh my God, we've gotten trains. So here's me at the train station. And I was like, oh my God. Like
where's the train?
This is the train track. Like the train hadn't come in yet.
That's
But
cool.
they have the train tracks there, and people were waiting, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe we actually have trains now." This
Where
is
did the
like a
trains go?
it goes from like this is supposed to be the picture of the main train, but I didn't see it come in yet. But it's supposed to be from like everywhere like in Quintana Roo, so it'll connect like all the like the big pyramid hubs, like Chichen Itza. It'll go to Tulum, and it'll go to Playa del Carmen, even like Merida. So like all along this area, this big giant area in Mexico, they're doing like the train thing now, which is cool. I like it. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't developed trains more here, honestly. For both purposes, carrying stuff and then also for us to travel more.
Yeah, I think it would be real, like especially passenger trains should need to become more of a thing tonight. I got the conspiracy thing. I swear to God, I have a bad thing about cruises.
Tonight on Nina's Conspiracies.
Trains.
Oh my God, that sounds like
Are
a porno
trains really
movie.
as safe as they say? Depends on who's pulling one.
Hey, that's great.
Uh,
Okay, and then we had, hey, what's up? 32
Nick!
flavors of Nick Weiser. Thank you for the $2. Go ahead, Stephanie, you can read this one.
For $2, so much for that sizzle reel.
I know what he's talking about.
I have
get
no
that
idea.
reference.
I
get
don't.
the reference.
Well,
Now,
that's
let's
good.
just say people were reporting for a while that the Acolyte wasn't really happening. It was just a sizzle reel.
Yeah.
Funding.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Okay.
I guess we see that is not the case.
Yeah, apparently not. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit. And then we had 200 Watt Studios. Go ahead, Michelle. You're on this one.
And thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I heard Harvey W had the Acolyte tampon in his freezer. He pulls it out once in a while.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
200 watt. That was
200
naggy.
Watt Studios. Too far, man. Too
That's
far.
gross.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Michelle, that you had to land on that one.
It's a bad one somehow.
I'm so sorry.
I wasn't even sure about
why-
the thumb.
This is why and shout out to Nerd Cookies. I love her, but she was like, if I come on Midnight's Edge, I'm not reading any super chats. And this is why. Because of you, 200 Watt Studios. I'm calling you out. Nicholas Horton, thank you for the 5. Says, hey, lovely ladies and Tom. I did watch Pluto. So many similarities to Astro Boy, hoping for more seasons. Oh my God, I love that show. I don't hope for more seasons because I think it's a good one-off and done. It's great. Fantastic. Keep it as that. But yes, definitely a lot of really good what's it called? Nods to Astro Boy and a lot of other anime. So it was really well done. I'm really glad you watched it and liked it. I'm going to be talking to Legal Mindset about anime in a couple of weeks. We're going to do a little weeb stream on my channel. And we'll definitely be talking about Pluto on that day. But so follow me on Twitter, and keep an eye out for that. Twitter X. I think Twitter is better than X.
Definitely.
I can't say X.
I still can't either. 200 Watt Studios for $2 says, I'm sorry. I'm still gonna shake my head.
Let's go back on that though. Why can't we say it? Because like you can't say I sent out an X. Like,
it's just I posted on X. It's a post.
Yeah,
it's a post
that's
on X.
boring. Yeah. It's fun to tweet.
Really boring.
Mm-hmm.
Like I tweet on X. I post on Instagram.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tweeting was way better than Twit. Speaking of tweeting and whatever, I wanted to give a massive shout out, obviously, to Gary from Nerdrotic, who tweeted out, X'd out, whatever out, that they made it. They made to 1 million subscribers. So congratulations to Gary from Nerdrotic and everyone on the Nerdrotic team. It's a big milestone. Too bad for Dan Mask, because I've heard now he's going to be turning gay or something. I don't something about being gay.
Well, he's already gay. He just gets to do a song about man buns.
Okay. Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, it happened live today.
Are those anything
during
like cinnamon
Gamers
buns?
Daily, so that was pretty awesome.
It happened live already? Like he already sang the song?
Oh no. Gary hitting 1 million.
Oh,
Yeah, it
that hit
happened
live.
live.
Oh, that's awesome.
Gamers
That's
Daily. Yeah,
awesome.
that was pretty awesome.
I like cinnamon
I
buns.
just saw
are all
posts
right.
about it. Oh, Tom. And then
Did you see
Russell
my
Hall.
post about the cinnamon bun?
No, I didn't. Can you pull it up? Russell Hall coming in here with $5. I'm sorry, but you do realize the thumbnail for this video is a bloody tampon. Are you even allowed to show that on YouTube?
I noticed that, the thumbnail is lacking Sydney Sweeney boobs.
Oh no, I fixed it.
There's a lack of boobage on that.
No. Totally fixed it. The old thumb is now changed. Go ahead and check it out. Yeah, this is bullshit. It's not the actual size.
Oh my God.
Don't advertise something you're not going to fulfill.
Dude, that
The only
reminds
way
me.
you do that is if it's bigger than that, okay?
Dude, that reminds me of that Simpsons episode when he wanted the donut that was like giant, and he's like, I wanted a giant donut.
Homer used to be my spirit animal, and then he got dumber. And woke.
They really
I
have that on the
know.
big sign.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I mean, like, imagine like some fat person being like, I wanted a.
They told you about that?
That one's only $1.
So what if I'm the reason that's on the sign? That doesn't mean you have to make fun of me.
By the way, Russell, with regards to this tampon situation, we did mention it to Andre.
Yeah.
Yeah. He decided to go with it. So that's on
He's like,
point. Yeah, we'll find out.
He was like going off earlier. He's like, you Americans are so prudish.
Oh my God, that's so funny. 200 Watt Studios for $2. Comedy is about risk, sometimes too far. That's true. It's about risk. So don't ever change. It's okay. But it was funny. What was funny about it was Michelle's reaction to it. That was more funny than anything else. So you got the laughs. It's a tampon. Period. Wow, that's a good one. That's good. That was good. All right. You know what? Let's talk about this tampon situation. I mean, it's just that on everybody's mind. I mean, I was hoping that Anna would be here by now, but she's late, so that's okay. We can talk about it. The Acolyte. So this, I mean, this is really her reaction to it was, oh joy, which you can really, just really sense the excitement within this post. In an age of light, a darkness rises. This guy was like, he changed it to this. Shout out to Craven ETH, who's the creator of this.
Yes, that's who I used for the thumbnail. So Craven, that's all you, buddy.
Yeah, if Midnight's Edge gets a strike on this, this is all Craven's fault.
Well, I didn't mean it like that. I meant to give him credit, but I mean,
That's
I guess.
Either way, I mean, there's success. Success can go around and blame can go around, right?
It's
I mean,
true.
It's a two-way
There's
street.
a fine line between success and blame. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I am. I know Anna's late. I know.
I know. We were hoping to have her here for this. Yeah.
That's okay. She's late and gay like the rest of us.
I think RJ McReady's. This is the best one of the night. Star Wars is definitely suffering from toxic shock syndrome. That's true.
That is, yes, that's pretty accurate. So I mean, I didn't even know this thing was happening. Just like I didn't know this other thing was happening, which also dropped the other day, and I was like, wait, what? Like, this is happening too? Which is apparently Patty Jenkins claims that she's back working on Rogue Squadron. So there's
she is back working on Rogue Squadron at the same level that Rian Johnson is working on his trilogy.
Right?
Oh,
he just got a deal. Yeah.
Because that's the other thing that we're going to, you bring that up. That's the other thing that we're going to talk about with regards to Star Wars news is that he's apparently not involved in Star Wars anymore at all.
No, he's still working.
But he's got Knives Out. Rian Johnson and Ram Burgum signed 2-picture deal with Warner Bros. And guess what? They're both not Star Wars. So, That it's like some sort of, I don't know, what is it called?
First look deal.
Yeah, something. It was something about a noir movie or something. Noir. It's called the Brick. It's called Features on the Neo Noir Thriller Brick. It's unclear if Johnson will direct either of the two films that he'll be overseeing at Warner Bros.
Oh, he did the original Brick movie. That's why. Okay.
Yeah. Mike and Pam renewed commitment to original storytelling and the theatrical experience make Warner Bros. Discovery an ideal place to help us bring the filmmakers we love to audiences around the world. On a grand scale, so Johnson and Bergman were thrilled to have them as partners. So that's what's going on. Wow, so exciting for Rian Johnson.
Can I say something that's kind of an unpopular opinion, but probably not
Sure.
that much here? I didn't like Knives Out.
I don't think that's unpopular opinion
That
at
is
all.
not opinion
I thought it was very overhyped and very overrated.
The first one is overrated. I hated the second one.
Yes, and I'm talking about the first one too. Yeah, the second one, I mean, my brain has forgot that existed. But the first one though, I mean, yet again, his I just feel like he thinks he's smarter than he is constantly. Because it's a who done it, and he shows you who did it. Like what within the first hour? I mean, I don't know. Like it's there's quite a bit of time left after you know who did it.
Well, I mean, the best thing that came out of that movie was
Anna D. Arnis,
Chris Evans' sweater. Like that's it.
Yeah, that's true. And Anna De Armas
remembered about that movie was Chris Evans' sweater.
Yeah, and I think that was like kind of like what made Anna de Armas really big too, Knives Out. And that was one of the reasons I watched it. I watched the first one because I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this Rian Johnson movie just to see if it's just like, you know, maybe Star Wars is a one and done thing. Like he just can't do Star Wars. Maybe he's good at doing other things. Like I wanted to give him a chance as a director. And then I was like, my God, this movie is shit. Like it was so bad. Mind you, I will say this. It wasn't worse than Argyle, which I just watched.
I had fun with that.
A few days ago.
Wait, what?
How, Michelle? That was the worst movie I've ever seen. I was like, my God, this cannot be real. I was like, when she started Argyle, the new one with
oh my God.
I didn't say it was good. I said it was entertaining. I said it
was entertaining in the way that like it was entertaining in a way that like I can watch it once.
Yes.
And that's it, right? Yeah. Like I rated it below Batman and Robin. You know, it's not even like bad like that movie. It's below that. Like I can have Batman and Robin in the background, right?
I'm just done. No.
I couldn't believe that this was a movie. I was watching. I'm like, did she just pick him up? Did they just do a Dirty Dancing? Is he really in the splits? Like it was.
Is she fucking ice skating on oil?
Yeah.
Like,
what
is happening in this movie? Like, I was just like, this can't be real. Like, this can't have been an idea that they went in and then somebody was like, yes, I will produce this movie. Like, I will make this movie happen.
Great idea for a movie. And I was so intrigued by that film too. Like I really wanted to like it. I thought like the premise of the film was so cool. And then you went and saw it and I was just like, even the ending even threw me because I was like, okay, then who is this guy? Henry Cavill. He's like, he exists in the real world then?
Dude, it was the epitome of bait and switch because they were like, oh, here is Henry Cavill. He's going to be in it and blah, blah, blah. And then it was like, no, the movie's actually about this fat chick.
I will push back against that because if you watch the trailer, there's no way you walked out thinking Henry Cavill was the lead of the trailer.
No, I didn't think it was lead, but I thought he was going to be in it more than like 7 seconds. Like I thought it was going to be like, oh, okay, she's going to like make him a character or like whatever it is, like that she's going to have this like deal with him. They did something really similar in the new series that they did. It's called Magpie Murders. It's actually based on a book. Really, really well done. There it is. Oh my God.
I took this photo in the theater because I was like, ain't no way. There's no way.
I was like cracked up.
It was bad.
I was laughing so hard. And I don't even know if I was laughing with or at it, but I was having fun. I got a good laugh out of that.
They're in the middle of a
could not
gunfight.
believe
they're in the
this
middle
movie.
of a gunfight. They are shooting people while this is happening.
Yeah, it was next level. It was next level. I could not believe that that movie even happened the way it did. I was in awe and
Is
disbelief.
it
And
less realistic than John Wick getting shot 1,000 times and somehow climbing up those stairs?
yes,
Yes.
yes, it is.
He would have
Not
died
compare
1,000
this
times.
movie to John Wick.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Dare you?
I like John Wick,
Terrible.
but dude
Hey, I
died at least 50
suspend my
times in that
disbelief,
movie.
okay? I can suspend my, but this was just ridiculous. It was
But I
ridiculous.
think it was meant to be ridiculous, and that's where I gave it a pass. I felt it was supposed to be. It knew it was ridiculous, and it was like, let's go all out on ridiculous.
I mean,
Now,
yes,
if the director tells me it was supposed to be serious, I'd be like, oh crap, well that movie was horrible. But I feel like he knew it was ridiculous.
I
And it was supposed
mean,
to be ridiculous.
I don't know. I feel like at some points though, like Bryce Dallas Howard, like you're supposed to be, she's acting in this movie as though it is at least for when in her, right? In her in the reality, because like in her mind she sees Argyle or whatever, and she's in her stories, that part should be ridiculous. Not in reality, right? With her ice skating on oil and lifting this dude up. Like that, if that happened in her head, right, as part of her story, then that would be cool. I'd be like,
exactly.
Okay,
that would make sense.
But this is in real life.
Yeah. And then she's like this fat chick that like is like, yeah, I'm actually a fucking like, oh my God. She's like, I'm actually like this amazing spy and like blah blah blah. And I'm like, you're literally some fat chick. Like this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And then she's just like lifting people over her head. It's like it was
Hey, I'm gonna
to the wall.
I'm gonna bring up in the chat. RJ says RRR was also ridiculous. I've not seen it, but I only hear good things. But the one scene I saw, I can't react to that because I will just crack up. Like I mean,
you're right. RRR was also ridiculous, but I don't know. There's a fine line because you expect like, and I'm gonna say this Bollywood for the lack of a better term, but I know it's not Bollywood. It's you know, the other one, Hollywood or whatever it's called. But you expect that level of like insaneness from Indian movies because that's what Indian movies are. They're like very dramatic. They're very like, you know,
like Korean dramas, right?
Yeah, like
or no
and like in the rain, crying in the rain, dancing in the rain. Like there has to be a rain number. Like, you know, like that is very acceptable. Whereas with that like Argyle movie, you're not expecting this level of. I didn't expect this level of ridiculousness. I was like,
koalas in the rain.
I will say I've seen Bryce lately. She lost some weight, and Bryce looks lovely again as always.
Good for her. I'm glad to hear that.
I will also say she was the thickest I've ever seen her in that movie. I will also say I kind of still appreciate a beautiful woman that is a little thick, and where most of the actresses in Hollywood are just downright anorexic.
Let's just disagree on that one, Michelle, because I was like, my God, like what is happening in this movie?
Have you seen her lately? I think she looks lovely now.
No, I haven't, but that's totally fine. Let's see, Brian.
I wonder
if
they put that scene in the trailer, right? If they put that scene in the trailer of her lifting up whatever his name is as he's doing the splits, then I'd be like, okay, this movie's ridiculous. Like, it's not going to be what I'm expecting.
Right.
Expecting it to not be like, I wasn't going to take the movie seriously, but I thought the premise was cool. You know, she's writing characters and whatever these people are like, you know, she's writing something real that they need her to solve something, right? And when it's like a switch and then a switch and then a gotcha and then it's like, whoa,
it was just all over the place. I was just like, I don't understand what you're trying to do. Like, are you trying to be like funny? Are you trying to be serious? Are you trying to be both? You're right. Wait, if this is like a recent picture of her, Michelle, I just pulled up her Instagram.
Yeah, she looked really good doing the press for Argyle.
She looks a lot better now. Like, my God. Was she pregnant in that movie? Because that would make sense.
Holy shit, she lost a ton of weight.
Yeah. She looks great if this is what's going on now.
No.
That's where all my Trulicity's going.
She was at are there any from her the Argyle tour or
This is like, I mean, this is one of her newer ones.
okay, so that's right around now then.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks great, and she is a curvy woman, and she just always is gonna be a little thicker than some women. You know, it's just her body
Yeah.
type. It's pretty though.
Yeah, she is pretty.
Oh,
It's
she's
just
beautiful. Bryce Dallas Howard is.
I was not at all expecting for her to be like picking that dude and like doing that whole. I was just like, what the fuck is happening in this movie?
I stand by me and Mr. H. We both agreed. We thought it was ridiculous, but fun. That's the way I put it.
I couldn't get it. I was laughing so hard. I couldn't take
I was laughing hard too.
I was just in disbelief.
this is
I'm in
happening
disbelief
so.
now because Anna's here. Hi. Hello, Anna.
Hello. Is this
Hey,
like
Anna.
the one Henry Cavill movie I haven't seen?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I would love to see what you think of it because I thought it was the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. I was like,
Oh,
what the
no.
fuck is this?
Oh,
But we've been having a
You
really
thought
fun
it was worse
discussion
than The
about it.
Last Jedi.
I thought it was worse than Knives Out. Hey, don't misquote me. I
You
said
said
it was
worst
better
of all
than
time.
Knives Out. Like because we're talking about Rianne Johnson. Last Jedi is a different category altogether of like shit movies. That's its own category. I feel like this is like trash cast now, or I mean, flash cast when we're like, I can't believe I just called it trash cast.
There's a
That's
lot
a
of
new name.
casts out there.
There's a lot of fucking casts. When you guys were doing the levels of like ranking like
the
terrible movies. Yeah.
What was number
and
one?
We needed like a legendary trash character section, but we didn't have it because we were like, we need to put this on. I know everyone's laughing at me now.
Well, now I want to know, what did you guys vote for number one of worst movie ever?
What was
Probably
it,
Last
Tom?
Jedi,
I think Last Jedi wasn't in it, and pretty much all MCU movies were in there.
Well, it depends on if we were doing the Marvel ones or the Star Wars.
It was worst
ones.
movie of the year. If you're talking about Star Wars, it was.
It was worst movie of the year. That's what it was.
Oh.
And then we randomly, because Flash had randomly put Star Wars re-releases in there, and we were like, no, we can't have the re-release. Like you can't have like not or like what was it? Like episode 6 or whatever, or episode 5. You can't have that as like one of the like we were doing main releases of 2023 or whatever it was. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny.
I think it would have
situation.
been more interesting, like if we all did ours and then compared how everybody ranks everything.
Yeah, that would have been more interesting. But you know what's funny, Anna, as we were talking about Star Wars, and somehow we just went into how Argyle sucked. Because really, I have nothing to say about Star Wars. So since you're that Star Wars girl, can you give us some lowdown on what's going on with this Acolyte situation and Patty Jenkins's
Her project that got canceled, that's now all of a sudden not canceled anymore.
Yes, that.
That's how we got on the subject, because that's what took us to Ryan Johnson, because I
Mhm.
said, and then somehow Ryan Johnson.
Oh,
took us to
his
Argyle.
trilogy.
Yeah.
Yes, his trilogy
Well,
that he's
and
still
now
making.
he's got a new deal, Anna, with Warner Bros. Or something, but it's not Star Wars, obviously, because that's Disney. So that's what we were talking about. That, and then we just went off Star Wars completely. So if you can give us some comments on Acolyte and Rogue Squadron and whatever else, that would be great.
Acolyte, they're gonna ruin Yoda.
Ooh.
Right, Tom? Tom's gonna miss Yoda doing the backflips and the dancing.
Oh,
Jedi.
is Yoda going to be in that?
Really?
Yoda's alive during that time period.
True.
Yeah, no, they're gonna ruin Yoda. Yoda's
I
gonna
like
be
when
the.
I like when he does the backflips and stuff. What do you mean they're gonna ruin him?
Well,
He's
no,
just-
then you've never heard Tom talk about his disappointment in watching episode 2.
Oh, I guess not. You
Because
didn't, you
Tom's
didn't,
favorite character is Yoda.
you don't
but-
like that he was doing backflips, Tom?
The most quiet I've ever seen.
Oh
him.
Lord. I went to see episode 2 with a bunch of people, and like everybody freaked out when he pulled out his lightsaber. And this moment he starts flippity dipping around, the whole theater just went. You could just feel everybody's excitement go down to nothing. They're just like, what the fuck is this? He looks like a frog. Like, and I just kind of had this idea. I'm like, look, Yoda's so powerful. I don't think he would use a lightsaber. He's kind of beyond that. I mean, to him, it's
like
he's
force
this,
wise, you're saying
exactly.
Like,
I mean, they even have the better part where he's like, they're fighting with their force powers, and then to me, it was like, shouldn't it be the other way around? Wouldn't you have started with the lightsaber and then went to the force powers? But Yoda is so small that it just doesn't technically work on any level to where he could actually lightsaber fight somebody and it be believable. But that being said, to me, it was just the bigger issue was just that he got beat like a punk by Palpatine when Palpatine should have been losing to Yoda and escaped at the last minute, in my opinion. But Yoda knew that the war was, lost, so he had to hide, right? Like, that's kind of what it was to me, at least the way I saw it. But that's just my thing, because Yoda was always my favorite character. And I just thought they did him dirty.
I like that whole scene. I guess I'm like the opposite
So
of you. I
did
was
so
like,
did
yes.
George. He was all like into it and shit, and it's just like.
What about you, Anna? Did you like that scene? Did you like Yoda flipping, doing weird stuff with
Well,
lightsabers?
I was like, I don't know, 5 when I watched it. So yeah, it didn't phase me.
I hate that you were 5 when you watched it.
I don't think I don't remember how old I was,
Making
but I
me feel
remember
old.
God damn it.
No,
Anna.
I was really little when that movie came out, but no, I mean, I liked it because I liked Yoda, and
Yeah.
so but I think it was more cool seeing, like, Dracula as a Jedi. That one was pretty cool, and
Yeah.
also, that was cool to me.
I just think Yoda would be more like Pai Mei in Kill Bill. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, okay. Yeah, like more zen.
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't have to really barely lift his finger, and he could flip
Well,
you.
I was confused about, like, how the puppet dramatically changed from episode 1 to episode
No, I was too. Oh my
George
God,
learned his
really threw me.
stupidity at that one. He's like, I want to make him look slightly younger. It's like, dude is 900 years old. How much younger do you think he's gonna look in 20 fucking years?
Oh my God. Well,
I liked his little chair, his little floating chair. I wanted one so bad.
I know that floating chair was dope.
And now they have them in Wally. But no, the Acolyte, it's gonna be Wham in power, and Yoda is just going to be Luke Skywalkered. So
But
think
the
they do that to him?
question. Oh, sorry, Steph. I think you're talking.
You think they do that to him? To
yeah.
Yoda? Now that they have
Yeah.
like their baby Yoda character that they want to prop up, you think they would?
Even more so a reason
Yeah.
to do it. Yeah, make everything that George Lucas created dog shit and make everything that they have better. Like
they can do
you
better.
guys had Yoda, but now we have baby Yoda. Look at how much
Yeah.
better he is than Yoda.
Russell Halford too says the prequels already kind of ruined Yoda.
I liked him in the prequel.
I don't
I
agree.
liked him in the prequels. I didn't mind him.
I did too.
I love the prequels though. It was a prequel.
I do too. I'm one of the rare people that like the prequels. So I'm always like, we got the Disney bullshit because of the people who didn't like the prequel. So thank you very much to all you people, Russell Hall. Thank you.
Please read Tim Dowell's his comment. That's funny.
Tim's, where are you, Tim?
Are you?
I don't know about that.
Grogu, that one.
Because I think Bob was going to finagle it out of him one way or another.
Is it
And George wanted to.
No, it's
Well,
right.
George-
His name was Jim. I said Tim. It's Jim.
He said
Oh.
says Yoda gonna give birth to Grogu.
Oh my God.
Naddle gave birth to Grogu. We all know it.
A mother I am.
Wait. If he's a frog, they can change sex, right? Or something. I don't know.
Oh my God, they're
Oh,
gonna
no.
make Yoda trans.
Yeah, they're gonna make him
He's
trans.
trans now.
He's gonna be like, yeah, he's gonna be trans
Oh God.
He
Is it-
replicates
or
asexually.
non-binary. He's just gonna switch between. the two.
It's gonna be everyone's gonna be gay. Like the main character is gonna be a woke lesbian with half of her head shaved, and she's gonna be evil. But they're gonna make the dark side, so it's just misunderstood because it's
Oh,
from a
yeah.
certain point of view, right? And they're gonna make all the Jedi bad and destroy everything to justify all this shit. They're gonna try to justify the High Republic era, and it's just it's
Okay,
gonna be
actually,
dog-
Anna, walk me through this for people who are maybe a little bit lost and have lost track of the Disney Star Wars situation. Where does Acolyte
Stay
fit in?
ignorant. Ignorance is bliss. It's High Republic era, Nina. So about 300 years before the prequels. So Yoda is alive and a Jedi.
Oh my God! They're gonna ruin Yoda. You're right.
Yeah.
But I think the main thing that I think they're going to do at the show, if you pull up the poster and read what it says, I think Anna's absolutely right. They're going to make the dark side like misunderstood.
Yeah.
And they're
Only dark, only gray. Like
yes.
You're right. Yeah, because it says in a hold on. Oops. In an age of light, darkness rises.
But you know, when you were the personal assistant of one Harvey, I mean, maybe that's just all you know. I don't know.
Wow.
You know, this is gonna get me. I said it before, and I said it jokingly, but I was on a Jack show, so people don't take it as seriously. But honestly, movies were better when Harvey was making them.
I mean,
Well, I mean, he made a lot of good movies. The thing is, you don't have to be a sexual predator to do so. He could have made a lot of good movies and not that.
You know what though? The movie industry was better when he was making movies, and that's a terrible thing to, think of all the stuff that he did. But look at what we have now.
I wonder if correlation is causation. My God, like it's like I don't know about that because I think he's a fucking disgusting human being. But you're right in a sense because I mean it's
you
gone
also
downhill.
could have some willpower and not be vain and put yourself in a situation like that. But
yeah, I mean, I think we've joked about that with Tom before on here, where like we've said, like Hollywood used to make a lot of better movies when everybody was a coke addict. Though I think everybody's still a coke addict. So I don't know what. Although I think they've turned to meth now. I don't know what's going on. They should just probably go back to coke and maybe
I don't think
things
they're
will
on
be
meth.
better.
I think they're all on that. What is it? That drug that makes you super skinny. And then,
Ozempic.
and then something else that gets them all crazy because they're all crazy.
Ketamine. That's the other one.
I don't know. I don't know enough about
Ketamine's supposed to, I think, kind of calm them down. I don't know.
Either way, it's all been bad. Let me get a couple of these super chats because I wanted to ask you guys something else. Russell Hall for $2. Anna's too pure to be associated with this filth. He says about. I think he's talking about toxic femme. Thank you, Russell. Go ahead. Go ahead, Stephanie.
200-watt studio for $2. It's always on the mind, but sometimes on a chin.
Okay. Go ahead, Michelle, for Too Tired.
And thank you for the $5 super chat. I enjoyed Argyle too, but it was about 20 minutes too long for me. The next one to see is going to be Arthur the King. I agree that it's about 20 minutes too long.
What's Arthur the King? Is that a new one?
Yeah.
The movie about the dog with Mark Wahlberg, I think. It's like based on a true story.
I thought they came out this last week. Did not?
I have not heard about this at all. I'm gonna have to look this up. I like Mark Wahlberg movies.
Yeah, it looks good.
No, she's right. It's the Mark Wahlberg movie.
Yeah, looks cool. Russell Hall for 2 says, Ozempic. Bryce Ellis. Oh shit. That's why she lost the weight.
She might have, but she's done this before. Like she'll kind of put on weight.
She fluctuates.
She does because naturally her body's a little thicker. Just it is what it is. And then for acting roles, she wants to get leaner.
I've never seen her as thin as she was in that picture you guys showed me, though. That was
that's true.
Yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard, the chick that plays in Argyle with
oh no, she used to be
Henry.
super skinny when she was young. She's just in her 40s now. That just happens. And
well,
she's
I'm just saying, in the last 10, 15 years, I've not seen her as thin as she is right now. Yeah.
Did she get thin again?
She got thin again.
You know why? It's because she's done having babies now.
That's what I was wondering, Anna. Because I said, is she pregnant during Argyle? That's what I was like. That's what I thought. I thought she was pregnant because I was like, no, she's really thick.
And I know she's been very thin. I'm just saying, naturally, you can tell her body doesn't love being really, really thin. Naturally, her body can be thin,
she's curvy.
But she's curvy, like Nina said.
Yeah, I gotcha. We got Adam Wolford here for $10. Says the difference between this the difference between the spy movie versus Bollywood, Jaws the musical, The Long Kiss Goodnight was better. Real Men is the better parody. Jim Belushi and John Ritter. Um, it's all very silly. It's all very silly.
I like The Long Kiss Goodnight though.
I did
John
too.
Ritter.
I thought I like The Long Kiss Goodnight a lot. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Hi King. Oh, okay. Hi King Fëanor Alpha Chat of Middle Earth for $5. Tom was curious. Did you ever read the article I sent you concerning theaters going bankrupt?
Depends on when you sent it to me. I read a lot of articles. If it was more recent, I don't recall. But yeah, resend it to me in a DM and I'll check it out.
There you go.
I think Anna should get this one. It's for her.
Anna, this is for you.
Go watch my review on Nina's channel.
There you go.
I pissed off all the Indians in that review.
Oh, my God. They think she's British. That's the funniest part. Russell Hall for $5 says, if Grogu has taught us anything, it's that Yoda was a lover, not a fighter. Trying his prestige 2 martial art prowess both cheapens and retcons the character. I think Tom is on your side on this one, Russell. I am not, but I think Tom is with you on that one. Okay. I wanted to mention this before Michelle has to leave. Apparently, one of the biggest rumors out right now is that they're going to be casting Bond in the next few days. Aaron Taylor Johnson has been offered formally the role of James Bond. He'll sign in the coming days. That's the rumor going around. Again, this is a rumor, people. I'm not saying that this has actually happened. But the big rumor is that it's this guy right here. So I don't know why this article doesn't actually put his picture. Yeah, the kick-ass guy.
Yeah,
so
Quicksilver,
Raven the Hunter.
Yeah, so that's it. So what do we think about this casting?
Well, I wanted Henry for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
I think we all did.
It's like this guy, all he does is tank franchises. He has been more superheroes than I think any other actor, and they all fail except for Kick-Ass. The second one didn't do so well, I don't think. But what a terrible choice. They must be hurting for money if that's who they're getting.
Here's a picture of him in somewhat of a suit. I guess this is the kind of Bond we'd be getting with this. I don't
look
know.
him up on red carpets, or look him up on Bullet Train. He wears a suit the entire movie.
I mean,
oh yeah, I did like Bullet Train.
I don't even think like Henry's too old. Henry's 40, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you know how old Sir Roger Moore was? I mean, when you watch those movies, it's like, ooh.
How old was he?
I think he was almost 60 in the last one.
Dang. But to me, it makes sense to have a Bond that, I mean, Henry Cavill could play a 35-year-old if he wanted, but to me, it makes sense to have a Bond that's at least in his late 30s, early 40s, because he's arrived at this special place. Like, that took years.
Well, if you look at the very first one, Dr. No, Sean Connery was 29 years old and he looked like he was 39 years old because, people aged a lot faster back then, it seems. And I mean, look at when he left for a while and then he came back, how old he was. Nobody cares because he embodies James Bond. This guy doesn't embody James Bond. This is like a sidekick guy.
Yeah.
Not a leading man, in my opinion. I think they're just short on cash and they just need to get whoever will do it.
Well, and that's funny that you say that.
He's an actor. He's not an expensive actor at all.
Exactly.
Exactly. And that's funny that you say that, Anna.
So it's not like a big investment, like, I don't know. Even if
in
the one-off.
In the article too, they were talking about how like they're hurting because the industry is like they had to go on the whole strike thing happened. So they're like, they had to wait to continue working on Bond. And now that they can finally work on it, now they're like quick to cast this guy or whatever else. It's like a whole thing about that. So I think
they're going down like the whole woman power thing, like trying to break down this iconic male role model to make him more like the women are doing better than him, which is what they tried in the last one. And they had to rewrite it. It was awful. But okay. Funny thing about this guy. Have you guys seen his wife?
No.
It's a huge
Mm,
acting situation. She's like 30 years older than him. He married his like acting coach, and whenever they go out, it looks like he's with his grandma.
Oh my God.
Let
I
me
love
look
how
it
you
up.
know all
Look
these
this
weird
now.
details, Anna. You're hilarious. I
Wife.
will say this about this specific role. I
That's his
really
wife?
like
Yes, that is why.
pull up the picture. I gotta see.
Nina, remember the French guy that you told me was gay, like his wife and how old she is? Like, if these two were to play them, they'd be the actors
The
for them in the movie.
The French guy I
The
told you about,
French president
the
and
French
his wife.
president
Like, see,
Macron.
that's him and his wife.
Interesting.
My God.
Why
Yeah,
do I feel
definitely,
like she was like probably his tutor?
I
Because he's
know.
a child actor.
He
He was his acting coach.
He felt oh.
I wasn't far off.
I know.
How
Oh
old?
no.
Edward Furlong, it was the same thing and shit. Like, yeah.
Oh boy. Well, I was going to say I did really enjoy his performance in Bullet Train. I thought he was really good in that, but every other performance he's had, I haven't been like a huge fan of it, but I thought he was good.
Let
in
me
Bullet
show
Train.
you. Okay, you
How
gotta
old
see
was
this.
he when they,
Like kick-ass age. Okay, so share my screen,
Oh.
Nina. So this
Okay,
is
hold
when
on.
they got together.
I knew it.
No. Oh God, no.
And this is them like a few years ago because he's older now. But guys, come on.
Oh no.
I
Wow.
fucking knew it.
I'm pretty sure
Wow.
she's older than his mom.
That's
There's some
Hollywood.
gloomy shit going on right there, man. That's
Man, how do you feel?
I fucking knew it!
How do you feel if you are his mom? You're like, well, I guess I didn't do a good enough job because he's marrying a mother. You know?
oh no.
Well, and this
I
just
think
goes to
he
show
was-
what guys were talking about the whole Weinstein thing earlier too. Is the women get ignored too? Like I said, this same thing happened to Edward Furlong. He ended up getting with his tutor who was like 20 years older than him and shit. This is
Well, no,
not
so she
abnormal.
I think the reason he's been in as many movies as he has is because of her, because she's connected in Hollywood. So she's kind of his ticket to movies. And according to them, they're actually in love, which I mean,
Well, that's kind of like
if
The
you're
Rock and his wife too. I mean,
The Rock and his ex-wife, that woman is the embodiment of evil.
right?
And she's terrible.
The
But
Rock's
they're
wife was older than him, like a lot.
no, so The Rock's
No,
ex-wife
but she looks like a dude.
in a wig. Okay, so if she hadn't birthed children and like there's photo and video evidence of her being pregnant, she reminds me of the Ma'am video.
Oh
In the
no.
nicest way I can say.
Yeah, we're gonna need a picture on this one, please.
Her name's Dani Garcia. Just look her up. But so
She used
The
to be
Rock-
Henry's agent too.
She
yeah,
was.
sorry.
So the whole thing with The Rock and Henry is like they are very similar typecasts. Like the both big, muscly dude that brings in a big audience. But so a lot of the movies that The Rock did, Henry could have been up for those roles, but Henry didn't get them because The Rock is under the same management as Henry because it's The Rock's ex-wife, Dani Garcia. And The Rock started his production company when he was still married to her. So when they got divorced, she got everything. So anytime The Rock makes money, she makes money. And same thing with Henry. So Henry was in the Shazam movie, like that was him in the Superman suit. But anytime his face is shown, she gets money. So that's why there's a bunch of stuff going on with what Henry was doing and why he didn't get certain roles and stuff and why he waited until after he left their management, which he was in a lawsuit with her. And he finally got out of it. That's why he's doing the Warhammer. I'm pretty sure that's what lost him James Bond the first time and the second time. So
Wow.
it's all this behind the scenes drama. But yeah, she's evil. Anyways,
She sounds evil.
She's
she's
evil.
manipulative.
Wow. I don't know what to say. I'm still a little bit of a shell shock about that.
About the
picture.
guy's wife.
I'm like, oh no, because I was like reading about all like that stuff that's coming out about like Nickelodeon and like I interviewed that Arden Young, which is she's a really cool chick, grew up in Hollywood, kind of coming out about exposés about dirty stuff, dirty side of Hollywood. And then just seeing stuff like this is it's just a random regular thing that's just like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's fine. I don't know. I think if the roles were reversed, I think there'd be a lot more commentary on there. If she was an older man doing that to a younger woman. But yeah, B Marte, thank you for the $20. So generous. Thank you, Steph. I stumbled into this community because of you.
Awesome.
Stephanie, that's so
awesome.
cool.
You win.
And then Stephanie, you can read this one.
Keith J for 5. No more misunderstood villains, please. Sometimes the evil guy should just be evil. That's true. I'm getting so tired of like sympathetic
I think
villains,
that goes with the woke
misunderstood
shit.
villains. It's just so overdone now. It's like, can't we just have someone who is evil for the sake of being evil? Like,
because these people don't know how to do that.
Agreed. Well, they think they're good guys.
Well, what they try to do is they try to make them sympathetic, whereas what they need to understand is that like a villain doesn't think that they're evil and so doesn't need to be sympathetic. They are just wrong, right? And
that's
all
the
of
problem.
us. Yeah, well, I mean, so I think one of the good examples, even though I do not like the movie and I don't really care for the book either, but it's Hannibal Rising. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah, no, I haven't.
So it's basically the origin story on how Hannibal Lecter became a cannibal, and basically him.
Spoilers.
Yeah, it was during I don't know. The book is very different than the movie, but so basically it was during World War II, and they were in the woods during winter, and his parents got killed, and it was just him and his sister, and Nazis got to their cabin and they didn't have food, so they killed his sister because she had more fat on her because she was little, and they fed her to him. And so when he's a teenager, he goes and kills them off one by one, and he eats them like they made him eat her. And he's just a psychopath, basically, like just a psychotic killer. But it's an origin story on showing how what he thinks, because he's so much smarter than everyone, he thinks what he's doing is right and justified, but he's obvious. You're not sympathetic to him at all because it's like, bruh, you're a fucking psychopath.
Right.
So that's a way to like show how a villain or how a bad guy becomes a bad guy without making them sympathetic.
Yeah, exactly, Anna, because it sounds like they gave you kind of have a reason of, oh, okay, I can kind of understand how he became this crazy psychopath now, but you don't sympathize with him at the same time.
Yeah, but you're not like, I feel sorry.
It's also
for
the
you
environment he was brought up in a lot of things, but that's what I was getting at too, is a lot of these wokes that are writing a lot of this shit now, they don't know how to relate to the hero because that's not who they're like. They're more like these villains, right? And so they see them as the misunderstood outsiders, and they think it's okay for these villains to act this way. And that's why they keep
don't
doing
understand
these
the
things.
misunderstood outsider is somebody like Han Solo, not Darth Vader, right?
Exactly. They don't get that.
That's an anti-hero, but they don't know how to do anti-heroes.
Right.
Because to them, and this is a more simplified thing that I usually say, because it's not a fit all for all heroes and villains, but it does work for most of them. My thing is usually a villain is somebody who has something happen to them and they take it out on everybody else. A hero is somebody who has something happen to them and makes sure it never happens to anybody else again. See, that's the fundamental difference in most cases. And they don't understand that because they think it should be okay for them to lash out at everybody.
Yeah.
Right. I've even seen it in horror movies and in other things where you have like trans characters who are justifying killing people because they were othered or stuff like that. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. Like it happened in last season of Chucky and some other things too I've seen. It's crazy.
Well, it's the entitlement that people have nowadays. Like, so I'm a picky eater. I don't inconvenience other people because I'm picky, right? But their version is, oh, I don't like this thing, so I'm going to inconvenience everyone else and make them comply to me, the one person. And that's what everyone in Hollywood is like.
Yeah, it's that narcissistic mindset of them. They're like the main character in their own story. Everything has to revolve around them.
Well, you can still be the main character and not inconvenience anyone. Like Clark Kent doesn't go and inconvenience everyone else because he's got to sneak off.
I mean, like they're in their narcissistic mind. Like it's that disorder. They have to inconvenience other people because in their mind they're like the main character, so they need to get whatever they want. And they're not looking at themselves as they think that they're the hero when in actuality they're not.
Well, and they all have kind of like the Sith mindset. If you're not for me, you're against me.
Right.
That's the whole thing. The villain doesn't think that they're the villain.
Exactly. That's like I love why Syndrome is named Syndrome. It's the hero syndrome, or the villain syndrome, I mean. Right? From Incredibles. Do you guys remember?
Wow. Yes.
Syndrome? Yeah. Because he thinks he's the good guy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But anyway, sorry. We got other stuff we want to talk about, but yeah, go ahead.
I feel like I feel like Thanos thought he was kind of the good guy. Like he was the one that had the courage to do what needed to be done in his mind.
Who?
Thanos.
Oh, Thanos.
Yeah.
But he also murdered people. I think he knew what he was doing. He's like a mobster.
Well, what's funny
No,
is
but
my
he was
husband
one of the
asked
last
me.
good bad guys, I think is what Michelle was saying, though. Yeah.
Well, my husband asked me the other day, like he's like, if you had Thanos's power, would you do it? Like, would you snap your finger and have 50% go? And I was like, well, it really depends on if I could pick which 50%. Because if I could, I have a list.
But see, here's the problem with that thinking. It's like, oh, well, there's only a limited amount of resources, so that's why we have to snap 50% out. It's like, so instead of snapping 50% out, why don't you just double the resources?
I know, right?
Resources, because he's a psychopath.
Exactly. But I'm just saying, if I had the choice, it would all depend on which 50%. Because if I could pick, I have people on the list that I want to get, snap away.
I think we all do.
Yeah. So I can understand where he was coming
In
from.
Minecraft.
In Minecraft, definitely. Well, in Avengers the game. But yeah, so there we go. What an interesting discussion, isn't it? Michelle, I feel like you might have to go though. Thank you for being here tonight.
Yes, well, thank you for having me. It's always fun.
Sorry.
It's always fun to have Steph and Anna on when they can join. So nice chatting with you guys, and you girls have an awesome rest of your stream.
You too. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. See you guys. Or girls. Bye.
Please make sure you guys are subscribed to the Force of Light Entertainment. They're a fantastic duo, the Force of Light sisters. And I know their names, Michelle and Natalie.
Which is which?
We just had Michelle on.
No, for sure.
I think. I'm just joking. I've learned, I promise.
Really hard to figure it out.
I know, they look so similar.
Without asking her, because it's embarrassing.
Mexican Iron Man Mikey. You want to fight? For $5, Mikey says Aaron was born 1990. His wife born 1967. That's a marital spread of 23 years. So she was 23 when he was born.
23 years. Wow.
Ooh. That's a little gross. Not gonna lie, it's a little weird.
Kind of like Leo.
Yeah, that's true.
But she don't look nearly as good as Leo. Just saying.
I know, that's because men get better with age. Like
wine. Men are like wine.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Stephanie.
Russell Haffer too. Just to point out, men can also give birth. That is true.
Yeah, exactly.
They can also give birth.
I watched Junior with Arnold.
Like Cecil and
I love that movie.
My nipples are sensitive.
You know what's funny is I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
You've never seen Junior?
It's great.
No.
Oh my
It's
god!
one of the Danny DeVito Arnold movies.
Yeah.
You should watch it, Gina. You'll really like it.
I've seen Twins. That's not the same thing.
No, that's not the
No,
same thing. It's a
it
different
came
one.
out around the same time. There's a weird difference.
I'll probably like it then. Russell Hall. Okay, yeah, we got that one. Thank you, Russell. Again, thank you for the $5. Says the reason that people are in charge of Hollywood try to make all the villains synthetics is because they're the villains. It's a giant psyop. I agree with you. I also think that they're just bad guys now, and they're like they know they're the bad guys, and then they're just wanting to just like what you're saying. They just wanted to be like, yeah, we're misunderstood, man. Like this is actually what it means to be good. Like they're just like gaslighting everybody. Russell Hall for $5 says Thanos Gen Zero sided half of the universe for a crumb of pussy. Oh, for pussy that didn't even exist. She's a skeleton. There's nothing down there. What the fuck?
That's what I said. In the comics, okay, the Infinity War is all about a piece of pussy.
Mm-hmm.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
What? Really? Oh my god.
He's trying to impress Lady Death.
Lady
yeah.
Death. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
And she just wants to bang Deadpool.
Did you guys hear about
Who
this whole
doesn't?
Deadpool situation, by the way, since you brought it up? What are they saying about Wolverine? That he's gonna there's a rumor that Henry Cavill's also gonna be Wolverine and Deadpool. I was like, wait,
It's
what?
true, and I'm so glad I'm not the one that busted that because I found out at San Diego Comic-Con, and
Oh.
I actually everyone that saw me when I was told, I collapsed to the floor, like, I dropped, and I was like, "My uterus," and everyone's just like, "What the hell?" Yeah, they're doing a multiverse thing, so there's gonna be a ton of cameos of everyone as Wolverine, and Henry's one of them.
Is he eye patch?
Oh.
Mm.
Is
You'll
he-
I don't know which one he is, but it's gonna be one of those things where it, like, zooms past a bunch, so, like, there's
I thought
a
I heard he was
ton
patched, but yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
could be
there's
patch.
a
wrong.
ton of celebrity cameos of Wolverine,
Hmm.
so
Okay. Well, that's kind of exciting a little bit.
I didn't spoil it, nobody can yell at me, everyone thought it was gonna be me, and I was like, "No."
But it's true. You're confirming it. So there you go.
If you believe me.
I believe you.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I believe
I think
you?
a couple other people already confirmed it, but yeah.
But it
Okay.
wasn't me. Everyone thought it was gonna be me, and I didn't. I was like, "I can keep a secret. Watch."
You did. I'm so impressed that you didn't actually like message me privately and be like,
I could have
Nina.
scripted. I could have posted a video and done all of the stuff, and I didn't.
Yeah. You could have, but you didn't. I'm proud of you. Let's talk about Sydney Sweeney.
Yay.
Is she in the news again? So Sydney Sweeney, she's kind of like the it girl right now. I would say she's the it girl right now. Would you guys say that that's the case? Like I think
I would
everybody's
say her
kinda,
boobs are the its.
Yeah. Her
is
boobs.
that what's going on?
Yeah.
But she's also like really sweet, you know. She's
Mhm.
an actress that's going to trash fans because her movie bombed. So I think that people are
attracted to
not
that.
it's not just her tits. It's also like, oh, she's actually a really sweet person. Okay.
And a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she she takes her grandma to the red carpets, which I think is sweet. See, like this is to your point, Stephanie. Like she's, mind you, I don't know what the hell's going on with this dress she's wearing. What the hell
Are
is?
those
It
her
looks
hands?
like hands.
They
Are
are
those her
hands.
hands? Oh, they're not her hands.
No, that's the dress.
Oh.
That's a
I'm
shirt.
like, what is going on? Yeah, it's like a shirt that's
Her hands
the
represent
pants
every
thing don't go
single
good with it.
man
Yeah.
who wants to hold her.
It's cute that she took her grandma to the red carpet though. It's kind of like what's his name does that a lot too, Leo.
No,
Leo
what
takes his mom
Elon.
to the Oscars.
Elon does it too.
Oh yeah, Elon does that too. But like, yeah, so she's taken her grandma, which is really sweet. I really like Sydney Sweeney because of I again, like what you said, her personality, and of course I feel like she's bringing femininity and sexy back to the
She's
movies.
bringing sexy
Mhm.
back.
Mm-hmm. But this one, this was an interesting interview with her. I read this, and there was a couple really interesting remarks she made. One of them, I actually put it in the Toxic Femme thread here. Let me pull that up because I don't remember exactly which part of the thing she was. But it basically it started out with like there was a question that they asked her, if we could switch gears, I want to address the extent of your producing efforts. I feel like the extent of your producing and that some of your peers is pretty novel. Do you think that you get more opportunities than stars of the past, or are they opportunities that you're willing into being? Now, this question is with regards to this horror movie that she's doing, which basically she's producing. And from what I understand, this was a Immaculate is the horror movie, and this movie was actually something that she had worked on like years ago when she was like 16 years old, and then it went away, and she picked up the script and she reworked the script and then decided to produce the movie herself. So she brought it back and then basically did this. So this is kind of like a it's an interesting situation. And then she obviously casted herself in the movie. But so then they're asking her about it and about the idea of what that means to like produce to produce something like this. And she had to say this. Let me bring that back up. Sorry, I just lost where I was. Give me a second. Where did it go? This is what happens when you like write the notes somewhere else. So she said, as a female, I feel like I have to create the opportunities for myself. I find that we have to prove ourselves over and over, and I still not get recognition. I have to build and create the projects that I want to be a part of. So she's still feeling like there's a big kind of weird thing going on with being recognized as a female creator versus men. So then the guy goes on to say, do you feel like you're still pushing uphill for that recognition even now? And she says, always. And he says, do you think that that a man with something like your resume would get more recognition? And she said, there's way more actresses in the pool in this industry than there are actors. So you have a higher rate of competition. But as a male, it's much easier to do one movie that does really well, and then you can get an offered any film that you want. And then me, I'm still getting, can she act? Accusations. Go watch reality, White Lotus, Euphoria, Sharp Objects, Handmaid's Tale. But okay, I'll keep trying to prove myself and have that one day I can get cast with, hope that one day that I can get cast with amazing director and have a film that people recognize. My last two films haven't come out yet. Echo Valley with Julianne Moore, directed by Michael Pierce, and Eden, directed by Ron Howard. Those are just dream projects to be a part of, and I really am excited for them and hope that they push the needle. So what do you guys think about that, about her comments about being a female creator in the space or in Hollywood, basically, and the fact that she's still not getting that recognition, even as, such a big starlet?
Well, Sydney Sweeney is rather young. She's like 26 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if she means as like a young actress in Hollywood, like just starting out, because as you have to create your roles, or be a little bit more creative. Then she's not wrong when she says that, like, the men, I don't want to say that like men have an easier time getting like roles, but there's really only like one Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio, Chris Hemsworth, look how big he blew up. Whereas actresses, like gorgeous actresses, are a dime a dozen in Hollywood. There's so many, right? You really have to.
And she acknowledges that too. Yeah.
So there are so many actresses in Hollywood fighting, chomping at the bit. I mean, they really are a dime a dozen. Whereas, like, there's Chris Pratt, and he's such a great actress. There's only really one Chris Pratt, right? There's only one, like, Bruce Willis, Michael J. Fox, right? Like, these are men who are great and incredible actors who can have like a range of acting. Whereas, with women, like, you look at like the women who are famous or not famous, but like as far as like their acting skills, Meryl Streep, right? Who's the next Meryl Streep? You can't really.
But I kind of feel it's interesting that you say that, because I actually feel that more about men now than women. Like what she's saying about, what do you think that like the guy asked, do you think that a man with something like your resume would get more recognition? I think it's kind of like a weird thing, because right now I can't even think of, like, other than like, let's say Timothée Chalamet, I can't even think of like a male actor that's like really the it guy now. I mean, maybe like the new Superman, like what's his name? David.
But that's a problem though. There's not really like celebrity actors, right? Because like they don't bring people to the movies. Like, what is a celebrity actor that actually brings people to the movie nowadays, to the movie theater nowadays?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess Timothée Chalamet, does he count? Because I think a lot of people like him. I'm not one of them, but
the guy, this is terrible that I can't remember his name. the dude from Peaky Blinders, he'll bring people to the movie theaters. Like he was in Oppenheimer. People
Yeah,
see him, they know he's a great
Cillian
actor.
Mhm.
You guys, I love Henry. I haven't had time to watch his movie because it came out the day before my wedding. So, but Henry Cavill will get people to the movies.
Yeah.
Usually Robert Downey Jr.,
Now,
Well, I
what's a
think
woman that will get people to the movies?
not
Sandra
many.
Bullock.
Yeah, and that's just it. A lot of these are women from years ago, and I think I get where she's coming from here because
Mhm.
she's
Well-
not wrong. Like, there's a bigger pool of actresses to choose from,
Right.
but the odds of becoming a Julia Roberts
Mm-hmm.
or somebody like that, or even a Margot Robbie in recent years, are very, very slim because it is such a huge pool.
I don't
And-
know. I disagree. I think women have always held a very powerful spot in Hollywood. Typically, when it's a woman, it's the same thing within comic books, right? If you have a cover with a woman on it, both men and women want to buy it.
See,
right?
I agree with you when it
It's,
comes to radio and television and certain other
Elizabeth
things,
Taylor
maybe, but
was the first actor to make $1 million on a movie, and that's
you're
out of
not
both.
wrong.
So if you look back in time, it's like what you think of the greats. You think of Marilyn Monroe, Audrey Hepburn, Elizabeth Taylor. You think of women, right? And then you can also think of the counterparts of men. Right now, I didn't know who Sydney Sweeney was before this Madam Web thing. You listed off all of those things. I don't watch any of that shit, so I've never.
Mhm.
She was in Euphoria.
I only had
and I know-
watched White Lotus, and that's the only thing I knew.
Well,
her
I've
from.
never even heard.
I've never
of
heard of her before Madam Web.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I never heard of her
Yeah.
either. But you know who was also in that? So the girl that played 11, what's her name? She was just in the Damsel movie. She's
Millie
Millie
Bobby
Bobby
Brown.
Brown. Like,
Oh.
she's in everything right now. And I think it's because she stands out. She's got that it thing. Like I remember I was watching a documentary on Judy Garland, and they're like, the second that she walks on set, like it's Judy Garland's time, right? You
Mhm.
have to be that very extroverted type A personality. And with Sydney Sweeney, I didn't know who she was 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, whenever Madam Web came out. I didn't know who she was before it. I'd never seen her before, never heard her name before. And now she's making the rounds. And I think it's because of two attributes that people really like that aren't her personality.
Yeah.
I
And,
mean,
she's right.
You're not
Women are a
wrong.
Well, women are a dime a dozen, and so are men. You have to have that it factor in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard a thing about her acting. When you guys were talking about her, you guys talked about her personality, not her acting.
I thought she was really good in White Lotus. That's the only thing
I've
I've
never
seen
seen
her.
anything
Well,
that she's in
and the point
besides Madam Web.
the point I was getting to is I agree with you to a point, Anna, but at the same time, for every Marilyn Monroe from that era, there's a dozen other, like, other
Not
actors like
everyone's
John
Marilyn
Wayne and
Monroe.
stuff like that. No, but I
Not-
know, but men,
Not every guy is Marlon Brando. I
No,
think
no,
it's just as
absolutely.
hard.
But I would say that even in the eras you're talking about, you're still probably 5-1 for men. I could probably name from that era as opposed to female actresses. And the reason I say that is
depends on the
because,
roles.
right. Well, the reason I say that, and this is where I come from on this, is that the vehicles for men compared to women, unless you're somebody like a J-Lo or a Sandra Bullock or Julia Roberts, like you get all those, like, of that era. It's like all of a sudden, if you're that it girl, then you get all those rom-coms, right? And that's like kind of the one niche that women have in Hollywood, because otherwise a lot of the other stuff, and this is where I do understand, and is it's a secondary role most of the time to be, in movies. There's not a lot of movies where women take a central leading role in it.
That
You
is
don't
not
have that
true.
many.
Okay,
You don't
I will
have that
argue-
many Steel
I-
Magnolias. You don't have that kind of shit that comes out every year.
Tom, I'm going to disagree with you. You know why? We were on Flashcast a year ago, and somebody said, name a movie that has 2 female leads. And I sat here. It was one of those times where, it's like 3 a.m. and you're trying to sleep and you're like, your brain just starts going off. I came up with over 100 movies that have 2 female leads.
As opposed to
I'll see if I-
500, though, that probably have male leads. That's my point.
Well, okay, but when it comes to this, I think it's equal. I think it just comes down to what it is that you're looking for. And I think that women have just as much power in Hollywood as men. I think it just comes down to the differences in, what it is
right.
exactly you're looking for.
I think you're right. And in some cases, like, yes, women have as much power as men do in Hollywood. And it does come down to the it factor, which is why I feel like there are more male actors who can bring people to the movies than women, because there aren't that many women who are just like, she's got something, she's got that star power and she can bring people to the movie theater. Like, I feel like Margot Robbie is, but maybe, she has that it factor. She can bring people to the movie theater. But other than her, I'm trying to think of like who else can do that right now, not like back then, because back then I would go and see like, all the Julia Roberts movie. I freaking love Julia Roberts. She's my favorite actress. I would go and see all of her movies. Sandra Bullock, same thing. Even fucking Queen Latifah. Like, I would go and see her movies, but like right now, I can't think of anybody. And I think it's also because like all of these women start complaining about, oh, there's just not enough opportunities for me, and the whole veil of Hollywood and is gone, right? Because they can just, you're doing all of these interviews, you can get on Twitter and tweet all of these things, and that whole separation of like the celebrity and the audience member is gone, because you can just find out anything about them.
Well,
The
I
mystery is gone.
I think that's the same with men too. I mean, the top male actors that we can think of, I think right now is like Tom Cruise, and he's pushed. Didn't he just turn 60?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, that's what I was talking
always
about.
feel like Tom Cruise is probably Chris Pratt. Like, they're like the last real
Chris
celebrity.
Pratt is almost if he's in his 40s, he's going to be 50 soon.
I just, to my point though, and this is what I'm saying, is I'm not saying, okay, there are opportunities, but women tend to do more television and more movies that are straight to television than actual box office. And here's my point. I picked a random year, and actually this was a good year for women. I picked 2010 for the worldwide box office. Here real quickly is the top 10 films of that year. Toy Story 3, Alice in Wonderland, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Inception, Shrek Forever After, The Twilight Saga, Eclipse, Iron Man 2, Tangled, Despicable Me, and How to Train Your Dragon. Out of that top 10, there's 3 movies that have a female lead. That's my point, right?
Okay.
That's what I'm getting at. See, that's where I'm coming from here, is like, yes, you have them, but compared to even the movies that are coming out, as far as what people want to see, it's generally like a male-led film, and there's a lot more opportunities, especially in the superhero age. That's why I picked 2010, because that was in the height of that kind of stuff. And notice none of those films were superheroes, but I just happened to pick a bad year. But you also had stuff like Black Swan that came out that year.
If you picked 2009, it would have been Iron Man.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Yeah, but you had even things like The Expendables and stuff like that come out that didn't do, so there's a good balance. But I think that it's easier to get, my point was, it's easier to go into the theater and go, oh, well, I don't really care for Ben Stiller all that much, but I'll go watch Meet the Fockers because I thought the first one was okay and I like Robert De Niro. As opposed to where if I walk up to a movie and it's like, oh, Sandra Bullock's in that, who's in it with her? Oh, the Jai Courtney, I don't like him.
Jay
Like,
Courtney. You know, like
or
Jay
whatever the
Courtney.
hell you
Or
want to
like
call
the
him.
movie she
I
did
don't
with
like
John
Jai Courtney.
Cena. Like,
Yeah, but I'm just trying to come up with
she just
better yet,
did
Amy
one
Schumer
with
or
John
somebody
Cena,
like that.
and nobody liked that movie. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I liked it, but everybody
I'm a
was like,
little-
"Oh, I like her, but I don't like John Cena, so I'm not gonna go see it."
I'm a
I
little
just
easier.
think
My
we're-
point was, is as a film goer, as a male, I'm more apt to go, okay, I'll deal with sitting through a Ben Stiller comedy than sitting through a rom-com with maybe I like the actress, but I don't like the male actor or something like that. Something in it'll turn me off, as opposed to the other thing. It's a Ben Stiller comedy. I'll give that more of a shot, was my point. But yeah.
I think we're getting down to like the basic that Jordan Peterson always argues, and it's just it depends on how agreeable you are and what your values are, and women typically value their families and aren't willing to work as hard. Well, I'm not saying not as hard, because obviously raising children and having a family is just as hard as going in and working 100-hour plus work week. But when it comes down to it, to be the top of the food chain in Hollywood, you have to sacrifice pretty much everything. You don't get a social life. That's not work. You don't get to be around your family. It's the same thing as being the top doctor, the top surgeon, the top lawyer. You have to sacrifice something to get there. And I think more men are willing to do that than women. And
Yeah, there was another woman that came out recently, Anna. I forget who it was, but I saw this like literally like a week ago or like a few days ago. There's the headline about some other actress that came out and was like, having a kid totally destroyed my career or something like that. And I was like,
Well,
here's another one. Like, okay,
yeah, or like
I
Michelle
I
Williams when
will
she.
say this, there are some people that really shouldn't have had children. Like, I love my mother, but my mother should have not had children. My mother is one of those people that her biggest passion in life was her work. And, you know,
I'm glad
there
she did have children, Anna,
no,
because
I'm glad
that's
that
why
she
you're
did
here.
too, but she was not I think for her, now that she's, almost 70, I think looking back on her life, I know that she loves all of us, but I think
Mhm.
that she does have that she's not as satisfied with what her life could have been if she would have focused more on her career as compared to having children.
See,
And
there I think.
so
Sorry, I was just gonna say there. I think is the bigger difference between male actors and female actors is your window for becoming famous and big is shorter if you want to have a family. Basically, I think. Where a
Yeah.
male
Well, see, this
actor
is
can.
why I think it's handy, like Meryl's. So a lot of women also age out of the roles. Like, look
Right.
at Angelina Jolie was the hottest
Yes.
thing when I was
Mhm.
younger, and she has 6 children, and she doesn't work as much. Which I mean, I think she still could. I think Angelina Jolie is one of those women that could do what Meryl Streep is doing and work all the way up
Probably.
until and Helen or Helena.
Helen Mirren. Yep.
Helen
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 Mirren.
Mirren.
Mirren, however the hell you say her name. But
Yeah.
so those are women that have been working since what, they're teenagers. Meryl Streep was been working since she was a child. So you can
Yeah.
do that. But Meryl Streep had her kids when she was young, right when she started. I think she said when she won her first Oscar, she was still breastfeeding her kid. And she had to go to the Oscars in her wedding dress because she didn't have that was the nicest thing that she owned. And
Oh.
Why does
so
it still feel like the generation before us and all that stuff still did shit? Like you'd have a baby and you'd be back to work by the end of the day. Like,
yeah.
I know, it's true. Now it's like, give me more than 9 months off, and it's just like, I don't know, everybody just wants to
and the
not
dad
work.
needs a few months
Yeah,
off just
now
because he's
exactly.
traumatized now. It's like
By the way, the chick that I was thinking of wasn't even an actress, sorry. It was Lily Allen. She's a singer, and she was like, having kids
Oh.
ruined my career.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait till her kids see that.
I know.
But I mean, I don't know if she meant it. I think she meant not in a bad way, but it comes off
Comes off
really
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it's a terrible
You know
thing to
who's the
kind of say
one that
about
the one
kids.
that got knocked up by Heath Ledger, his baby mama.
Michelle
That's the one I
Williams.
was talking about. She came
Yeah,
out
that's
when she won her Oscar and she said if it wasn't for the fact that I had an abortion, I wouldn't have won this Oscar. Yeah.
Okay, so I think that should have been blacklisted, and I don't say that lightly. I never really think anyone should be blacklisted, but I don't think she's a good actress. She's completely forgettable in everything I've seen her in, and I don't even remember what she won for, but when she said that, I'm just like, could you imagine being that evil of a
She's
person?
one of those Weinstein people,
Is it
Anna.
Brokeback Mountain?
I know. So the self-righteousness of like, "Oh, I bet you she Me Too'd him too." And it's like, "Bitch, really?" And you're trying to pull that kind of stuff. Like,
I wonder how many Harvey had to get rid of for her, if you know what I mean.
she
Sorry,
probably did it
got in a really
willingly so
fucking
she
dark
could get
place.
ahead. That all that told me was, I'm like, you're willing to, quote unquote, kill something to get ahead in life. I'm pretty sure you're willing to suck Harvey's dick too. So
Mhm.
Yep.
I don't have any sympathy for her, but personally, I don't like her. I don't think she's a good actress.
I don't
And
think so either. I think she's way overrated, and I've seen
well,
her in
when
so
she
many
said
things.
that, that just confirmed to me that she's a sociopath, which a lot of
Yeah.
people in Hollywood are, which unfortunately, I feel bad for Heath Ledger that that's the woman he spawned with. And unfortunately, that's the only parent that kid has now. But I, ugh.
It's weird. I wanted to finish this out with the Sydney Sweeney article because she did make a comment about what people talk about her body. And it says after Saturday Night Live episode,
You
I
don't
was
want people
struck
to talk
by.
about her body. She shouldn't have got a boob job.
Wait, do you think she got a boob job, Anna?
You can tell she
Oh,
got
yeah.
a boob
I don't
job.
think she did.
Yes, she did.
I thought she was all natural.
That's
They
a
look
boob
pretty natural
job.
to me. No, they look
I
pretty natural.
I
So
thought that's pretty
one
natural.
of my really good friends is a nurse for a plastic surgeon, and she can tell everything when it comes to all of that.
I guess they make them real good nowadays, huh? I don't know. I thought I thought they were natural and they're spectacular, but I don't know. Now this is what she had to say. She's like, the guy asked, I was struck again by the way people talk and write about your body, including at times in a politicized way. Does that conversation reach you, and what's your reaction to it? And she said, I see it, and I just can't allow myself to have a reaction. I don't know how to explain it. I'm just trying to figure it out myself. People feel connected and free to be able to speak about me in whatever way they want because they believe that I've signed my life away, that I'm not a human level anymore, on a human level anymore because I'm an actor, that these characters are for everybody else. But then me as Sydney is not for me anymore. It's this weird relationship that people have with me that I have no control or say over. So that was her opinion about people's speculations about whether her boobs are real or fake, which
she just had a boob job and a nose job, just like Brie Larson.
She's had a nose job too. Wow.
Yeah, just Google her before and after.
Ooh, pull it up. Let's see.
I'm not so sure about the boob job thing though.
She has 100% had a boob job, man.
She says that her mom talked her out of getting a breast reduction as a teenager in this interview here.
Reduction?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Just because she said something in an interview doesn't mean it's actually
I'm not saying
true.
that, but in this day and age, I don't know. I don't
So
see any
you-
before pictures where it looks like she had
Mother
smaller
suffered
breasts,
from getting
though.
breast reduction as a teen. They're my best friends.
Here we go.
I love that. Oh
you
my God,
go.
that's funny.
What?
Wait,
Yeah, but she's like 12 there.
She's not 12. She's older than 12.
she's
This is
no,
after
she's
puberty.
young.
This is after puberty.
I don't know.
My stepdaughter is
about that.
13. I can tell how old she is. She is over 12 years old. She's past 13 in this photo.
I
But
can
I'll
tell
go
the
find
nose
another
job,
one.
but I don't know about the
I will
boob
go
one.
and find another one. But here's the thing. So her boobs are exactly like Kylie Jenner's, and Kylie has had a boob job.
Oh, Kylie's like
Kylie's had everything,
plastic.
but
Yeah.
Yeah, Kylie hasn't had everything done.
She's literally like not a real human being anymore. She's like a plastic person. Her movie, by the way, is really interesting as well, which I wanted to read this other thing that she said about Immaculate, which is about the idea of putting messages in your movie. So this is the other thing that she, while you bring that up.
And another thing
Anna.
Sweeney did that I don't like, she got rid of her cleft. I like cleft chins.
What's that? Like the little thing
A
here?
cleft chin is like the chin dimple.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Get rid of
She's
that.
got filler in it now, so she doesn't have it.
what is this? What am I looking at?
I don't know.
Oh, this is
your
this
thing.
article. Oh, this is this. Okay.
I didn't know what
Oops.
was
I
being
thought you
brought up.
were
I just
gonna
brought it
say
up
what-
on the screen because it was in the background. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is
I'm doing my job.
I'm sorry, Tom. This was the thing I wanted to bring up. This is about the messaging in the movie. I know that you auditioned for Immaculate long ago and found the script to produce years after that initial version fell apart. Given that it deals with female body autonomy at a time when abortion is effectively illegal in wide swaths of this country, this is such a bullshit notion because it is not like that. That's not true at all. Did that make the story more interesting to you? And she said, so the script has been around for 10 years. I auditioned for it when I was 16, and it was very a different draft. I called the writer, Andrew Lobel, and got to the clean original draft, then reworked it to fit who I am today, keeping a lot of the same themes and storylines. And one of the biggest ones that carried over was something innately in the project. Sadly, it's still a topic of discussion today. What's so cool is that there are so many different themes and points of conversation for people to draw their own conclusions or assumptions. That's what I love when a film doesn't try to drive one message into an audience's mind and tell them this is what you need to believe. I love when a film has a variation of ideas and concepts and allows people to conclude their own opinion. So if you go see this movie and you might think like it's a really weird movie because the premise of it does sound really weird. but that it may not necessarily be, I mean, I find it interesting that she talks about this is the old school way of that kind of like what we talk about, and how like it's not like like movies never had messages, right? Most of the time the message was left up to interpretation. They weren't like beating you over the head with it. And she's saying like, this is what I've tried to do with this movie is to leave it up to interpretation. Like, I have my
Mhm.
own interpretation. I'm leaving it up to interpretation. And I think that's a pretty interesting way that she's phrased this situation. Because that's again, it's not like movies never had messaging or anything like that. And that's something that kind of gets lost in the shuffle when it comes to how we talk about how, they're always focusing on the message now and not like,
Yeah.
entertainment.
Well, I like that she did say it's up for audience interpretation. I have my own viewpoint on it, but she doesn't like push whatever it is.
Her view is like, she's not like, it's not like other,
This is what
especially
you should take
female.
away.
Yeah, especially female producers, like let's say what's her name, like Elizabeth Banks, where she's like, I'm making this movie, and this movie is my vision of how like feminism is A, B, C, D, and that's how you should be seeing this too. So I think that's why a lot of men and even women, but mostly men, kind of reject those female produced and led movies because a lot of times they just want to drive a lot of messaging into your brain.
Well, it's also Hollywood. Everyone there is pretty woke too.
Yeah. Hmm.
And unfortunately, a lot of women do get hired just because of their appearance, and a lot of women are just all appearance and no substance. I saw this one meme and it was so funny. It's like Kris Jenner took all 5 of her daughters have 0 talent and she made an empire off of them. So
That's so
it was the funniest thing. It's like Kris Jenner's the hardest working woman. Like the fact that she could take
Yeah.
all of her talentless, uninteresting children and make them all pretty much billionaires, like says a lot about her as like a hardworking mom. But the women like Elizabeth Banks, like when she was younger, everyone that was in that SNL group, they were all doing movies together. She was successful based on the people she was around, and she was the cute ditzy blonde girl. And now because she's older and she's not the young, cute, ditzy blonde girl anymore, she's still just the ditzy blonde girl, but she's older. And I mean, I still think she's attractive, but now what she's doing, she's trying to make up for that power that she used to have being young, and now
Mhm.
she's trying to insert her stuff, but she's not talented, and that's the problem.
Um,
Here, I'm gonna
I
show
just
this one. Here.
Which one are you
I feel
showing?
it. I think that these are her natural boobs. Right?
Okay, yeah.
They're nowhere near as big as the ones that she has now, and this is from 2018 or
There we
2019.
go. So I guess they are fake. Not that
And I mean,
there's
it
anything wrong
doesn't
with
mean
that.
that she got, like, implants. She coulda gotten one of those, like, fat transfers, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So
so see, but look at even her chin too.
Yeah.
So
her
now
chin, yeah,
her
definitely.
chin is perfectly, like, rounded. She doesn't have her
They
cleft.
still look the same size to me. The chin I see different though.
I
Her
mean,
chin
No, these are like
no,
these
Tom,
are
there's no
squished
way.
to be like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
bring up her Saturday Night Live one. I mean, mind you, maybe that's just bra, like an amazing bra that she was wearing for the Saturday Night Live thing. But that one was like her boobs were like twice the size of that.
And she's got I mean, maybe she didn't actually go and get, like, the surgery for her chin and her nose, but she's definitely
How can
getting
you say that's
it's
the
either
same photo, Tom? They look the same. There's no way. Look, put this up.
Hold on, let's see. Oops.
There's no way they look the same.
No.
No, you're right.
They're so much bigger.
They're a lot bigger now.
I just see a
Which is
lot more
totally
crammed
fine.
in a small space. That's all.
Cavatanio says I'll volunteer as tribute to find out.
I'm sure a lot of guys will. I think the chin is the most egregious
This one, okay,
thing.
so this is the face. This is what's going on with the face. So this is 2014, this is 2022.
So I
mean, a
think
lot of this is
that
makeup and contouring,
well,
mind
no, I
you.
found other angles. So her nose definitely is different, and then I think her chin, she just gets the filler in her cleft.
Mhm.
And a lot of women do that now. I think it's because a cleft chin is looked upon as more masculine. I like it because they're more rare, and that's just my own personal. Because it's like superheroes have cleft chins.
Yeah, they do. That's
And then
usually-
I was looking at some of them, and there's a whole subgenre on TikTok and on YouTube and on Instagram of surgeons that review celebrities' plastic surgery. When I looked up like her, there's a bunch that are talking about the different shapes of her nose and how it's,
Oh, really?
Mhm.
That's interesting. Here's
'Cause
another one.
so I have one right here, and you can see the. So I think she just gets filler, which a lot of women do, especially if they're
Yeah.
like worried about getting like, I don't know, the Jennifer Grey thing where they completely fuck up their face, but it's a slightly different angle, but her nose is much more pointy and like more angular here.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can see, and right here you can see the chin. And yeah, her face is at a different angle, but I've been scrolling through to try to find it, but you can see it. I think maybe it's just filler, which will dissolve, but I don't know. I don't think
here's
I
another
don't think
one.
she
This is
looks
different here.
bad. I
No,
Neither
just
do I.
they're just very like subtle changes
Mm.
to the face.
As long as she doesn't go like, what's that Saw thing? Like all of a sudden, like she's got like massive like
Courtney
cheekbones
Cox.
and shit. Yeah, like
As long as she doesn't do the Courtney Cox
Oh my
thing.
God.
yeah, like don't go Courtney Cox and you'll be fine, girl. Like as long as she's got friends that's like telling her like slow down on the plastic surgery or whatever, she'll be fine. She's gorgeous. She doesn't need anything else done. She's like absolutely fantastic.
Well, I mean, when it comes to that kind of stuff, I'm like, I see it as the same thing as like getting your hair done. Like, obviously, you can see her roots. Like, she is blonde, but it's like a dirty blonde. Like, she gets the highlights done. She does the filler. She probably gets Botox. She's had her boobs done. It's Hollywood. There's a lot worse that she could do, and all she's done to herself is enhanced herself to look better. Because I haven't heard a single person say that she looks bad. Right?
No,
She's
no.
everything she's done has improved the way that she looks, and I don't see anything wrong with that, especially when you have to rely on your looks in the career that she's in. So,
Mhm.
as
Yeah.
long as she doesn't do Courtney Cox.
Yeah, like
Or
just
Mickey Rourke.
yeah, Madonna, like just stop, girl. Like there has to be a level. Once you
Little
stop at that
subtle
level.
little changes to enhance your features are good. Yeah.
Here is her reading a Bible verse for this movie as
Erin
as
Moriarty.
promo.
Oh, that was a crime, man.
Here we go.
Second Kings, chapter 2, verses 23 to 24. From there, Elijah went up to Bethel. As he was walking along the road, some boys came out of town and jeered at him. "Get out of here, Baldy," they said. "Get out of here, Baldy." He turned around, looked at them, and called down a curse on them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the boys.
I'm so like, what is this? Like, I was like, when I saw this, I was like, is this a promo for a movie? And then it was a promo for a movie. It was just so random.
What is this movie about? I don't even know.
It's a really weird movie, guys. I was like, what is this?
It's a horror movie, right? Or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a movie about so it says it's put Sydney was auditioned decades ago for earlier version of Immaculate that never came together. Polished the script and hired previous collaborator Michael Mohan of the series Everything Sucks. And the film The Voyeurs, pushing herself to physical and emotional limits, Sweeney delivers a performance that suggests that should she wanted, modern day Scream Queen is a lane available to her. And then the article goes into talk about what this movie was about. Okay, here it is. Can we start with the ending of Immaculate? I won't spoil it for readers, except to say that it goes really hard. I want to talk about the riskiness of it and how far you go in your performance. It seems like you almost shred the vocal cord screaming. And she said, "I love finding places that I didn't know I could unlock, pushing the boundaries and the limits of what people expect from me. I wish that I had a formulated answer of how I did it." Oh no, wait, this is just talking about the thing. What was that question when she talked about the movie? It was something about like the Virgin Mary's take or something. Here, hold on. Let me just pull up the movie. Immaculate. Let's see. These articles go into like so many things. An American nun embarks on a new journey when she joins a remote convent in an Italian countryside. However, her warm welcome quickly turns into a living nightmare when she discovers her new home harbors a sinister secret and unspeakable horrors. And basically, she finds out she's pregnant, and other things happen. And then,
Is
like,
it
it's
Rosemary's Baby? Point two.
I don't know if it's the Rosemary's Baby, but she's basically pregnant, and then like the people are saying like it's kind of like how some people doubted Mary was pregnant with Christ's whatever, and
The Antichrist. She's pregnant with the Antichrist.
I don't know where they're gonna go with it, but it has to do with like her. She's a nun and okay, there you go. She plays a nun that gives birth to the son of Satan.
Hey,
So
I
it's like
called it.
Rosemary's Baby. There you go. So Rosemary's Baby 2.0.
Okay.
But except for Rosemary's Baby, she wasn't a nun, right? I don't remember her being a nun.
No, it was like a cult.
No.
But
They were just
it
a
was
cult.
it's
thing,
like a satanic cult. But okay, so she's got this.
We'll see. Are you guys interested? Tom, are you gonna watch the movie Immaculate?
No.
I thought you were a horror fan, though. Aren't you a horror fan?
Oh, I'm pretty picky with my horror.
Oh, so you're not. Okay.
what
about you, Steph?
I like more slasher type stuff. I'm not much into
Okay, gotcha.
You're a
weird
horror
bougie
snob,
shit.
Tom.
Yeah. I'm an opposite of a horror snob. I'm not into elevated horror.
Oh.
I think elevated horror is snobby. But yeah.
What's elevated horror? Is that psychological horror? Because that's what
It's
I'm
stuff
into.
like the Babadook and the Vavitch and that one that Florence Pugh was in where it was kind of like
Oh,
The
it's
Wicker
like
Man.
Midsummer.
Yeah.
Oh
that
my
kind of stuff.
God, I hated
And I
that
don't
movie.
mind like this sounds like it's
Okay,
leaning
but
into
do
more
you like
of
Wicker
the
Man?
it's
I
all
didn't
right.
watch it.
So that's the thing is like classic stuff I can stomach more than newer stuff, but like I'm not big into like possession films, zombie films. Like Rosemary's Baby's okay, but we've already had Rosemary's Baby in the Omen.
Yeah.
Do we really need another one?
And
Like,
we've had Damien. I mean, how many?
that's what I
freaking
mean. That's the Omen. Yeah.
devil
So like,
kids? Yeah.
how many more do we need? Exactly. Yeah. So to me, it's
Like-
just another one of those. So like The Exorcist is as far as I go with that kind of elevated horror. And to me, that
There was
perfected it
another
already, so.
one, Tom, that actually Jennifer Lawrence, the first horror movie maiden of all time, also made. She
Mother?
was. Yes.
Oh,
my
I remember that
God,
damn thing. I
hate
think I
that
got like 10 minutes
movie.
of it and I couldn't stand it. I watched like bits and pieces. Like, yeah. I had a
I
girlfriend
saw
who was
the
watching it at the
end.
time.
It didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, the end
Oh
was so
my God, it
stupid.
was so bad. I was like, this was like such a waste of my life and my like the 2 hours of my life that I'll never get back. It was so bad. I was like, this is terrible. I hated that movie.
See, yeah, like I didn't
Um,
even get into like Saw. Like I'm not a big fan of gore and porn either.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
to
not
me,
either. I'm
yeah.
not a fan of. See, that's the thing though. I like psychological horror, so like something like this might interest me if it's
Silence
done
of the
well.
Lambs is one of the only kind of other elevated kind of horror films I like, I guess, and that's more for Anna.
I don't see that as a horror movie. I see that as like a
People
psychological
do.
thriller.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like
I know
elevated
it's
horror, but
considered
yeah.
one, but I 100% think it's more of a psychological thriller. But it is cool that it like swept at the Oscars and it's a horror movie.
I like how this guy's like elevated horror equals no boobs.
Pretty
but
much.
Sweeney's in it. Now there's gonna
Actually,
be boobs.
There's boobs in them sometimes, but it's
she
like,
plays a nun. She's gonna be covered
yeah.
up.
Excuse me, there
She's
is
gonna let 'em
nudity.
free.
There is
As
nudity
it-
in Silence of the Lambs. There's a dead, naked body. She's just fat. Be nice.
Yeah, there is sometimes. It's just usually different. It's not like in the shower.
Right. Thank you for the $1. Taylor Swift's greater than
Thank
Disney,
you.
Star Wars, and the MCU. And Russell Hall for $2 says, "What would you even say to Lady Death? No teeth."
Oh,
Yikes. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Daniel Davis for 20. Hey, Tom, how many movies do you have now? I have somewhere around 1,800. 70% are DVD, 20% are Blu-ray. The rest are 4K.
my exact breakdown. Holy crap. I know I'm somewhere in the 3,000 plus range, closer to probably over 4,000. My problem is I have like this app and I've missed a bunch, so I have to go through and redo everything. If I had to guess, I'm probably closer to like between 4,000 and 5,000. I know I have like almost every 4K movie that's ever come out. And every 3D movie that's almost ever come out. So those two I have like almost everything of ever. So I think I got like 500 4K movies and
That's a lot
300
of
plus
movies, man.
3D movies. But like as far as the rest of the stuff, yeah, it's all sorts of stuff. I got a lot I've never even seen yet. So
Hey, I gotta be right back, Tom. Take over.
no problem. But thank you, Daniel Davis. And with that $20, maybe I'll be able to buy another one. Appreciate it. Actually, that'll go to Andre. Plus 30% will go to YouTube. Retro Meister is next in line. So who read the last one? Was that Nina?
Here, I'll read it. So Retro Meister for member for 9 whole months, with Nev Campbell returning to Scream and Kevin Williamson directing Scream 7. Is there any chance for the franchise to really recover after the last 2 retcon films?
That's a good question, especially after the horror bit. If they're
I forgot what the last one was. What was the last one about?
That was the one in New York or whatever.
Huh?
It took place in New York or whatever.
In New York. Didn't they? Yeah. That was with Jenna Ortega, right? She was like in there.
She's in the last 2, yeah.
Okay. It was the New York one. Were they like? Did they have like all of those outfits and the knives? From
yeah, all the people
murder?
that were obsessed with
that
them,
was that one, right?
I think if they're retconning those last 2, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be definitely all for it, especially if they bring back Dewey and everything like that, and they have it be like some weird dream or something, or like
for like the new Scream because Nev is coming back.
Yeah, I mean, she was in part 5, but like her character was like shouldn't even have been there. It's just pointless.
Part 5 is when like she kind of just came back.
Yeah, she's just there.
Yeah,
like, she's just hanging around through the movie for no good reason. And to me, it went off the rails because you have the killer of the original killer of the first movie. His illegitimate daughter is now the hero. And that wouldn't even be so much of a problem if she didn't talk to her ghost dad.
Oh,
that's the part that bothers me the most.
Dad.
And they have him like, do your thing, daughter. Like, yeah, it's like, why are they treating him like he's some kind of anti-hero? He was a fucking psycho.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I see. This is why I stopped watching Scream after Scream 2. I was like, all right, I'm out on this. I heard they killed off my favorite character though. That's why the other reason I was like,
Dewey went out like a bitch. I was so mad.
Yeah,
Dewey did go out like I was like, no.
I actually found out through Michelle's like reaction to it, and I was like, what? Like this is how they kill off Dewey? Like this is
was bad. They Jake Skywalker his ass big time. They turn him into
bullshit.
Well, first of all, when you meet him in the movie, he's literally like Luke Skywalker. He's off in a fucking trailer.
Well,
in
no,
the woods.
it's worse. It's worse.
Yeah, it is worse. Yeah.
He's like pining after Courtney Cox's character. I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
But like they're no longer together. He's like not dating anybody. He's living in like in a dirty old trailer. You know, he's not a cop anymore.
What are you talking about?
Literally every movie is like no one makes it. Everybody's divorced and separated and miserable and fucking out.
He still like watches her show all the time. Like he's still in love with her, pining after this one woman.
I hate this shit so much.
And
do you like any of the Scream movies, Anna?
He looked homeless, honestly. Like he looked homeless.
I've never seen a single Scream movie. I didn't even know that what's her face died in like the beginning.
Drew Barrymore.
I want to say this is like the best thing I've ever had. You guys should try it.
Oh, I've never had that.
It's
oh
so
my God.
good.
Anna, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is my favorite cereal. No joke.
Nina, you need to order this. So I don't know if you guys know who Mia Mabels is, but she's got a YouTube channel. She does like reviews on like clothes and stuff. But she did one where she did like everyone during Christmas time. Amazon does like wish list items. So she picked one from each category and she got this and she's like 10 out of 10. It's amazing. So I was like, I'll try it.
Oh my God. You're going to have to get some for me, Anna. Because I don't know if I can find that shit.
I ate one and then I ordered a 6-pack of them. They're so little though, but it's so good. I'll send you one. And
that's like diabetes in a jar, man. There's how much sugar is in that, Anna? Just humor me.
It looks tiny, like a baby.
Is it like peanut butter based or what's the base?
No,
I don't understand.
It literally just tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but
it's like frosting kind of, but just Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay. Brown sugar, canola oil, skim milk, palm oil, cinnamon, soy lecithin, natural flavor, salt, contains milk and soy.
Yeah, but how much sugar? Like how many
That's
grams?
actually not that bad.
Total trans fat 9, saturated fat 1 gram, total sugars 18 grams.
Oh, 18 grams? That's not that bad.
I was
I
gonna say, the
figured it was gonna be
ingredients
like
aren't even
30.
that bad. Yeah.
Calcium is 50 mg. Serving, it says about 9. Lies.
It's got calcium.
It's not
in
necessarily good for you, but it doesn't sound like it's horrible for you.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, I totally thought it was gonna be like 30 grams of sugar. I'm actually
be a
pretty
lot
shocked
worse.
about that.
I wonder how it is compared to like peanut butter.
I don't know. I don't like peanut butter.
Well, I mean,
but-
brown
like that,
sugar
yeah.
though is really, I don't know. Brown sugar is not exactly the best for you though either.
No.
It's
I mean,
so good.
it's better than cane sugar, but
Yeah.
It's so good. Nina, if
yeah,
you can't get this in
comparable, yeah.
Canada, I'll send some to you.
I can't. I've never even heard of it until what you just said. So
I hadn't heard of it either.
I'll look into it. See if I can get some. Russell Hall for $5. Thank you. Says, do male porn stars at the porn awards complain about ass sealing? What? I don't get it. Oh,
Like how-
golly. Like how what?
How the one girl's complaining about the Sydney Sweeney can complain about.
Oh, golly. It's so hard. There are so many men trying to get into the same
But it
role.
is kind of a weird comparison, and I do have, and it is kind of a flip in the porn industry with men and women, right?
Yeah.
Because I actually do have an actual statistic thing here. And there was for years, I mean, this only goes back to 2011, but up until recently. So it does like show you the difference in, you know, the amount of women lead roles compared to men lead roles, just going back to 2011 to now. So they can't claim that, yeah, women didn't get lead roles in that era of woke. That's for sure. There you go. Look at that. There's your
Wow.
discrepancy there. And then you go all the way back to 2011, we're only 25%. And then 30, 25, 25, 29, 31. So like an average in between 25 and 30 up until the woke took over. Then look what happened.
Oh my God. 2022 is 60.
Yeah.
Wait, 2016 was 68%?
Men.
That's
Men
crazy.
still were pretty, yeah. But that's
Was
your
that around like the
Ghostbusters
Me
came
Too?
out. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Then all
Yeah.
of a sudden, boom, look at this.
Yeah.
And then 2019.
And you know what, Tom?
and
Look at how
2020.
worse things have gotten.
Yes.
I'm not saying you're wrong at all,
Mhm.
Anna. No, I didn't disagree with, but my point was, is like for every, you know, like Marilyn Monroe, you have like a Clark Gable and a, I keep wanting to call him Patrick
Gary
Stewart, but I mean,
Cooper.
Gary Cooper and, you know, all those kind of guys, right? Like, I'm trying to think of the other guy I'm trying to think of, but anyway, there's a lot of them. Anyway, my brain's going
Well,
flat
then
right
that's
now.
the whole thing. It's not if everyone is special, then no one is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Right?
my point too was a men's career generally tends to last longer as opposed to women. Like some of the women you brought up are the exception to the rules to where their careers have spanned decades, as opposed to a lot of women. Like they're lucky
Well,
if they
then-
get
but
a
then there's
10-year
also a lot of
pay.
I think
women.
like their careers span decades because they aged with their roles aged with them.
Right.
A lot of women are just like they don't want to do age out of like the roles that they want. You know, they want to remain.
Yeah, like for every Nicole Kidman, there's a dozen other ones that don't play the mother role now, right? Yeah, that's
Right.
totally true.
They don't want
Mhm.
to play the mother role. Yeah.
Speaking of special, Russell Hall is coming up with another super chat here for $2. Says, sorry, I mixed up my R's and H's sometimes. It's
Ah.
okay. We love you. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Taylor Swift greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU. Nina is glad Anna's mom has kids. Jack Show isn't.
Aw, that's so
The Jack
mean.
Show wouldn't exist if my mom didn't have kids.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true.
Oh my God. And then Russell Hall for $5 says, I didn't even care about seeing Michelle Williams' bush in a shower full of frontal scene. Oh God. She even showed it before all the leaks, and I still didn't care.
Was that
Dudes,
her?
What?
Shame?
Where was that?
Shame.
I don't. Oh my
It's
God.
a shame. It's with Michael Fassbender. It's where he's a
Oh.
sex addict and she's his sister.
I'll tell you this.
Was
I
that her?
really didn't expect to see Sydney Sweeney like fully getting like railed today.
What?
But yeah, like I saw that today. Like all like there was
Can I see this
comments.
for research?
Dude, it was in the comments of that thing I played. Like,
Oh
there was
no, he
all
was in
these
Blue
different.
Valentine. Excuse me.
Oh, that's
what-
right. You were like, I've been busy looking at Sydney Sweeney.
I literally was like seeing all these different things people were posting about her getting railed. And I'm like, I don't even know if this is real or if
It
this is
probably
like some
isn't.
AI porn or something, because there's so much AI porn now. So I'm like, I don't even know if this is real or not, but it looked real. And I was like, damn. No, Spike, we're
We
not
can't do
pulling
that,
it up.
Spike.
I'm like, no.
The thumb
Like
will
it
get us
was
in enough
real. It
trouble.
was real. Like there's no messing around with that. Like that was bad.
What movie was
Yeah.
this?
I don't even know, but she was getting railed by some hot dude, and I was like, damn.
So before we get back to these super chats, because I gotta ask, I'm not even sure what this is all about. What is this OnlyFans making Christian thing? Because we've had this in the title now. Did we get to this?
Oh, we were gonna skip right through that, but
It's in
basically,
the title, but yeah, just real quick, what is this all about?
just
so
real
'cause people keep
quick, it was
asking.
about this young lady. She was a top
Good morning.
earner on OnlyFans.
Hold on, you need to show the whatever
Yeah,
podcast.
show the whatever podcast of her.
Let me see. Let me see if I can pull it up.
I saw that on like when it was live, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Because she went on like a couple weeks after I was there, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
What is her name again?
Nala.
Nala, or
Nala.
something?
Nala, like from The Lion King.
Yeah, Nala. I don't remember which one do you want me to pull up? The one
I'll
where she's
get
like the
I found
cheating
it.
thing?
I found.
You
Okay,
just at the beginning is she's like, "I fuck girls with strap-ons."
Oh my
It's
god.
like one of the first things she says on the show. It's like, the fuck?
Oh boy. You're putting that in the top space. I know, bro. I was like, what? So wait. So are you getting that, Stephanie?
I'm finding it.
Okay.
No, that's not it.
So
No, I can see
meanwhile, while they're pulling that up, this girl, she was one of the top earners on OnlyFans. Oh wait, I almost shared poor Sydney Sweeney's picture. As I was saying that, I'm like, oh shit, that is not the right right tab to share. Oh my god, no, not Sydney Sweeney. Okay, here we go. This girl right here. And then she made this post a few months ago, which is catching on now. Apparently, this is a while ago though. I from what I understand, and she basically decided that she's converting to Christianity. Oh, here we go.
This is the weird thing is in this video, she's not converting. She was born a
Baptist.
Christian. Yeah, she was Baptist. She's just going back to. She's doing the born again.
Yeah, she's
or
born
again. Yeah, she's a born
Yeah.
again.
So what is your current relationship status? Are you single? Do you have a friends with benefits?
Look
Are
at
you in the
Mary.
talking stage? Do you have a situationship,
Wait,
relationship,
pause it.
fiance?
I just realized that's the indoor guy.
Which one?
Who, this
The
guy?
one in the suit. The one where they're like, oh, if the girl's being abused in the relationship, is it okay for her to leave? And then he's just like, indoor.
Oh my god.
If your
Oh my
husband-
god, I haven't
Your
seen that.
husband's beating you indoor. And it's like, what the fuck?
Oh
So it's
my
like-
god.
Would you say that to Johnny Depp too? Indoor. Indoor.
Oh my god. I'd never heard this guy before until right now.
You don't
Anna.
remember that whole thing? Oh, it was huge.
No, I didn't.
All right.
Okay.
Say
yeah.
marriage. Go ahead.
So I'm actually super single right now. I've been single for like 10 months. Very, very happy with my current life situation. And I'm really not looking for anybody. So,
Okay. You
and
said
if I do find someone, it has to be a regular person. Cannot be anyone famous. I don't give a about status. Has to be regular. Very
Regular.
normal.
Regular person.
Because I'm so not normal. I need someone to equalize me. If they're crazy and
Balancing.
I'm crazy, it just doesn't work. So
how are you crazy?
I'm dominant.
You're dominant?
Yes.
Like you want to what?
I'm daddy.
You're daddy.
Uh-huh.
Whoa, wait, show the tattoo to the camera right here.
It just says daddy. Yeah.
Did that hurt?
No, it was actually on my Halloween party. And I was streaming on my Halloween party night and they gifted so many subs. I was like, you know what? I had a tattoo artist in my house. I was like, do you have your stuff with you? So I got tattooed in my game room during a Halloween party and then just went back downstairs and partied.
Okay, so you're daddy.
I'm daddy. I girls with
Oh my
This is
God.
what makes me feel that way.
Wait,
I
this
was
wasn't even the clip
too.
that I
Yeah.
was thinking
Yeah.
of, because there was another clip where she talked about how
It's coming.
It's yeah.
like
oh,
she
It's this whole part.
he just lets
The
her
guy,
go.
but they're too scared.
Oh,
Wait,
her
Eric, can
phone
you
was
boost-
yes,
perfect.
yes,
boost the
yes.
audio a little bit?
Mm.
Put it to 90. I don't know. It sounds a bit low.
Ooh.
And
Look at
do you date
Mary.
men or women?
Oh, men.
Both?
I'm so attracted to men. Like I need, but
Wow.
like when I'm drunk, like women, obviously. But I
Okay.
feel like that's every woman's answer, correct?
Is
Like,
it?
when
Everybody
you're
is
drunk-
like,
oh, okay,
wow.
no. Maybe it's just me then. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but
I
I speak
relate.
for
Okay. I
myself.
relate.
When I get drunk, it's like,
Okay. And you said you're crazy.
okay, and more.
I gotta say, the chick that's sitting next to Brian, I really like her.
Her name's
I think-
Mary. She
Mary,
does the
yeah.
pop culture crisis for Tim Pool.
Yeah, she's great. I love all her expressions because I feel like she's me. I'm like,
She
wow,
looks like a Tim Burton character. Like she reminds me so much of Victoria from Corpse Bride.
oh my God, yeah, that's funny. But yeah, she like her reaction to this girl though. I'm like, I think that's
Yeah.
all of us right now. We're like,
Look
what
at her phone case.
It's herself.
I know.
Mhm.
Of like a controlled crazy. So I feel very fiery and spicy, and I really just want to live my life and be very, very happy. But I'll do whatever the I want. And it's really hard for me to take advice from people that I don't respect, and I don't respect a lot of people. So
Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, if you had to put where do you fall in terms of craziness?
crazy. Oh my goodness. Like I said, it's more of a controlled crazy. So I feel like I'm probably a 7, 8.
It's like, how do you even gauge
On the
something
level
like
It's
test.
not
that?
uncapped yet.
Okay. So and you said you need a normal person to balance out your
Yes, I need a reg.
a regular.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Says
does that
11.
mean that you don't date, for example, other content creators, other
No,
people?
I did once, and it really ended very badly because of the content we were creating and how it interfered in our relationship personally and I could pull out a camera any time and film, and it doesn't like affect my relationship status with you or anything. Like I don't feel like it's interrupting.
Don't worry about Nobunaga. I think he's talking about Kiki. Don't worry about him.
Oh, it's okay. I've been called psycho.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
it's-
not, but
Okay.
Maybe just
So-
a little bit.
So 7, 8, yes.
Okay. Have you been diagnosed with?
No, and
Like
I really don't
BPD
think
or-
I should go to the doctor to be like
Yeah, you're probably
told
fine.
I'm something
Yeah, you're
and then
probably
be
fine.
put on what exactly? Like there's no point in ruining my perfect body.
Look at
Tom
Tom.
is so
Fair point.
confused.
And you said you like your dominance.
As we all are.
Very
That's
dominant.
one of the ways in which you're not normal, I guess, or
Yeah.
that you say you're not normal.
Mhm.
And when you say you're dominant, do you mean
This is
what
the
are we talking
embodiment
here?
of daddy issues.
She's alpha.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
alpha
God.
female?
She's an alpha female.
I feel like my masculine energy is higher
Actually,
than most
I don't know if
men's
she's
masculine energy.
alpha
and
female
I'm
and probably more mommy
so,
issues.
Like
I-
competitive.
yeah,
No,
I
her
think it's
dad was
I
both.
a
have a partner
Baptist
who's even an
preacher.
alpha male. I'm
Oh, there's
competing
that too. Oh,
against you
shit.
in every way.
Yeah.
Like I need to make more money than you. And I need to learn more than you. I need to travel more. It's like I can't just be a team sometimes. I need to be like the best. So,
Sure.
Can I
And-
ask a question?
Please, I love this.
To you, what is masculine?
Wow, that's a really good question. Protection is something I hold very highly, like security. A lot of men don't ever make me feel secure. In fact, they make me feel like I can't trust them. If I can't trust you, where are we going?
Mhm.
And I need to know that you would literally beat the living shit out of someone for me if I need.
Okay, so how long of this is left?
Day, but
Just Nina, you have to watch this before we watch the other
Okay,
thing.
all right.
You need
but,
to
if
see.
I needed you to be my Clyde.
Okay. So I mean, despite the fact that you
I'm
consider
sorry.
yourself fairly dominant,
I'm sorry.
you
too.
need someone.
What? Are you?
This is my fault.
Nina's like, I can't take it anymore.
I know,
Nina-
I'm just like, I don't know if I
No,
can take
Nina,
it
you know
anymore.
how you were saying earlier how you were getting a lot of pushback from your tweet? Are you starting to feel justified?
I mean, kind of. I mean, I always thought she was a little fucking nuts, but holy shit. Okay.
Who supersedes you in their dominance. You wouldn't,
Absolutely.
even though you consider yourself perhaps leaning a bit more dominant or masculine,
Mhm.
you don't want a feminine guy.
I can't date a female, and no, I don't want a more
Sure.
feminine guy.
Okay.
It's like, okay, that's cute, but like if you start crying in front of me, I'm just gonna like laugh. I really will. Like that's like really weird for me.
Okay, so you need a have you thought about dating an MMA fighter maybe? Or
No, listen, because I'd wrestle them all the time.
you wrestle them?
I would fucking grapple all day long. Like I would wear them out. Like again,
Talking like
I'm
jujitsu
competitive.
or
Oh, anything. Like jujitsu's not on the ground really most of the time, I don't feel like, or more like
Brian is
karate,
like,
but,
please do that to me.
anything. Like even in bed, I would literally you until you were doubting your sexuality. Like I feel like my
Brian's like,
ex
please do that
literally
to me
went
right
gay
now.
because of it.
I think she just needs somebody to match her energy. Like you're just looking for
Yeah, but then when they match my energy,
no, I don't. I think you need someone calm and mellow.
see, exactly. I feel like I've learned this about myself, and until I find someone that I respect enough,
Brian's
to
like,
be
I'm
in
calm
my
and
life,
mellow.
it's gonna be-
Okay.
Brian's got a broken back. She
See,
would
that's
kill
what I'm
him.
saying.
Who be?
Oh my god.
Oh,
that's
right.
more calm and balanced
I feel like
out.
it would scare them away.
Yeah.
a little bit.
I think it is
Yeah.
very scary because
Maybe
like,
they don't want to deal with it.
that's
you know?
what I'm
Tom, do you
saying.
think you can change her?
I had this
Tom, can you
No.
change her?
Not a chance.
Well, somebody did.
She would
just
kill
not
me
even
in my
seeing, it was
sleep.
like we started like we started talking for like 3 weeks. He hit me up at like 3 a.m. when I was in Miami, and he was like, "Hey, I just Googled you and saw that you did. I don't want this." That was a regular person, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So I tried,
Here
you
comes the
know, I
fashion
tried. I also
police.
tried someone who did what I did, and I turned them basically. So like
You turned a guy.
I told you it was my ex. Like I fucked him until he became something. I swear to God.
When you say you effed
Wow.
him, like you mentioned before, were you him or more?
No,
like,
he wouldn't let me.
Is
But
this like a death by snoo snoo? Do you know that Futurama reference?
I know that reference.
Basically, just these like Amazon giant, like muscular women, just like would crush the pelvis. It's
okay, well, listen, I'm not trying to hurt anybody.
Okay.
I just you and you. I'm sorry, lay you until you know.
Oh my
like, you're
God,
like, oh
good
my
laugh,
God, I
good
have no
laugh.
more inside my body anymore. The
Dude,
fuck
this
is
girl
wrong with
knows
this lady?
what
Like,
she's
you'll
doing.
never want to cheat on me.
It
You'll be drained. Like, there's nothing left in you to cheat. But I will cheat.
Did she
because I'm
just
bored.
actually go like,
wait. So wait.
Wow,
It does, yeah, she does that.
that just got deep.
What about you?
Oh my God. So this actually, okay. So I was on another podcast and this clip went viral of me saying that I love cheating. It's actually my biggest.
oh, this is
fantasy.
it. This is it.
So,
You're,
yeah.
I can't even keep up. Okay.
I know.
Your
Listen,
biggest
I told you I was a
fantasy-
f***ing 7. If you want to rate that higher, you go right ahead.
Wait, your
She's
biggest
breaking
fantasy
'em.
is
Cheating. Not
you
even my
cheating.
biggest. It's like one of my fantasies. I'm a little up. So
You're
listen.
well,
Infidelity.
explain the
Why not
cheating thing.
polyamory?
Explain that word.
Wait, so
Can
so-
I buy a vowel? Okay, so listen, cheating. It's not that f***ing difficult. You're with someone or they're with someone. I don't even have to be with someone, but if you're with someone and you have a girl, I'm gonna sit on your f***ing and be like, "Isn't my tighter? Isn't it better? Isn't that just
God
hot?"
damn.
Oh, you want the competition?
I'm a competition in
Yeah.
myself. Like I just have to. It's not even that I have to win.
Wait, you
it's
want?
like
Hold on. You want to cheat on the guy, or you
Mary's
want the guy to
face.
cheat on you?
either. It's so
She
hot
wants a
either
girl
way.
in the
like,
picture, so he can say who he prefers.
not
'cause
even. I've been in relationships and I'm like cheating with
I haven't
someone
even
else, and
seen
I'm like,
this whole
is
thing. I've
so
only seen that
hot.
first minute
Oh,
one.
so wait, is this like a queen thing?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, so queen is the opposite of, well, the female version of a gold, where you derive pleasure from by being
Seeing your partner.
to like basically being cheated on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, wait. Here's a scenario, and I mean this is a bit haram, but would okay.
Oh
Here's
my
a scenario I
God.
heard once that from
Did
a
you just
cuck
say
queen.
that?
She wanted to be placed on the bed, laying like her back on the bed, have another girl placed on top of her, and then have her boyfriend, the other girl,
Oh, I've done that at my Halloween party actually.
so that
my
you
it was
could
the girlfriend
feel.
on bottom and the boyfriend was me in style while I was sitting on her. Yeah.
Okay, so the girl was getting queened.
Is that what it is?
Maybe this was just a. I don't know.
It could be, but they were together and I wasn't.
Oh my God. Well, the story developed because, as I said, she
So
came
take all
out-
of that in mind before you
Yeah.
watch this next thing.
Right. By the way, Brian wants to take credit for that whole thing because the whatever podcast actually tweeted out, "We did it, boys." So he wants to take credit for her talking about this thing here where she talks about how she converted.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, so really quick, I have a couple things to address, and I just need you to listen to me. So I've had quite a few people reach out to me, comment, just truly curious about what and why I changed. So listen, I was a pastor's kid for almost all my life. I grew up in church. I was always in church. I was also homeschooled. So my life truly felt like a cage. And I'm not saying Christianity is a cage. I'm saying religion was the cage. I was a Baptist, I was a Baptist pastor's child for the longest time, right? Me and my family.
She reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons where, like, what's his name? Like, that pastor's daughter was like so evil. Tom, you know what I'm talking about, right? She was like only in one episode. The Reverend Lovejoy's daughter.
Oh,
and
yes,
she was
yes,
like,
yes, yes, yes.
She was like really bad.
Yeah, her and Bart falls for her, yeah.
In the middle
Well,
of
even look at Footloose. The pastor's daughter is the crazy one.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
crazy,
the
the crazy chick.
and my parents. It just truly felt like such a cage. I was a very rebellious child, like sneaking out when I was like 16 years old. I was just going the wrong way, right? So about 4 years ago, I started my OnlyFans because I think truly it was out of pure rebellion. And like, honestly, I'm such a like independent person that I never felt the need for a man to provide for me, like have a man in my life to provide for me. So I started OnlyFans about 4 years ago and I climbed to top 0.01%.
That's
I'm not
crazy,
saying
man.
that to brag. I'm saying that the devil can truly give you things in this life. He has a budget
that is
he
crazy.
can only go so far. So a couple million, okay, great. The devil can do that sometimes, right? But I truly
She
have
made
gifts
a
and
lot of
talents.
money.
I just did not use them in the right way. And I'm reaching out to anyone who's like questioning what they should do in their life. And I turn to corn. That's what we're going to call it. Okay. So this is just me sharing my personal experience with you. So I reached out and did corn for 4 years. And I showed myself all over the internet. I said crazy things on podcasts. If you don't know the I Love Cheating podcast. And so I met this person who's now my partner, and he truly showed me God's love.
So
He was
some
sending
man
Bible
did change her, like when you hear about like, oh, I can change her. So some guy actually did. Apparently it does work, guys.
Is praying over me, and we were just friends. So like the Holy Spirit was truly working and moving, but I was in such a rebellion against it because I was like, God doesn't love me. I've had to work this hard for this many years because no one cared about me. My family didn't care about me. Christianity is a cage. It's not Christianity. It's religion. Religion is the cage. And unfortunately, I didn't have like good role models growing up.
Difference.
My parents, my siblings, I didn't have good friends. I
talking about like organized religion,
darkness. And I was, like I said, I was top 0.01% creator. Like that is crazy. That is a crazy milestone to reach in that industry. So I made what I made. I did what I did, but I want to share with you guys the truth of it all, because I am now giving it all up for Christ. I am now truly a believer. I would never take it back. God radically saved me from this darkness.
When she says she's giving it all up, do you guys think she's gonna donate her money to some like church or charity or something like that? Because I feel
I think she means she's giving up that lifestyle, but she's definitely keeping the money.
Okay. And let me tell you again, the
so
devil has a budget, but God does not. God literally made you. He made this world. He made the heavens. Like, what makes you think that God can't bless you with anything? But the devil will give you these things that trip you up, and money in front of your face, and these worldly friends, your family that isn't there for you, but don't be discouraged, because God has a better plan for your life. And let me tell you, I have felt and started living that plan. And since then, the money, the fame, the Gucci, Louis, whatever bags, the shoes, the clothing, the
pegging
huge
stuff
trips that I've taken doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, do you want to go to heaven or do you want to go to hell? And my soul, I'm sorry, but it's not worth going to hell for at all.
And God loves you so much that he's willing to give you everlasting life. You need to understand that your life is very temporary here on earth, and we all have a mission, and that's to preach the word of God. Okay. I love you guys. I just wanted to clear that up and share a little bit of my testimony, but there you have it.
Okay. So let me say a couple things. One, I'm all for second chances. I love like a good redemption arc, redemption story. I'm you guys know me. I'm infinite hope girl. Like I think there's hope out there. Especially again, I like second chances. I like all that kind of stuff. But a part of me is really also cynical because I've been bullshitted around long enough to know when there's a bullshitter around. And I just think that there's something really fishy and weird about this whole situation. And so I made a little bit of a tweet about it this morning. And it made a lot of people really angry because there's a lot of very happy Christian people that think that, she's basically saved, like her soul is saved. And I understand it from the Christian perspective because they really do believe in that. They think that you can save. And I kind of wish Michelle was here now for this conversation or Carrie.
Yeah, I
but
thought
I
we
know
were gonna try to get to it with that when they were here. I'm sorry, I just wanted to bring it up.
No, that's okay. But
it's in our
just
title and people were asking, so yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand. And maybe like next week they can comment on it and give us their perspective. But like I have a hard time believing her because I don't know. I don't feel like she's genuine enough. I don't know though. So I kind of went and like looked. And, one of the things that I heard was that that she's given up quote unquote her OnlyFans. So I went and looked at it. And what's funny is now it says one post. Earlier today it said 2 posts. So I don't know what those 2 is, like meaning like her profile picture and like this thing. I'm not sure. But anyways, she has a subscribe button here for $10 a month. This is apparently fluctuated. It was free, then it went to $8.99, then it went to 10, then it went to $8.99 again, and then now she's put it back at 10. People are saying that even though because like she has deleted the entire account, like the contents of the account, they're saying that equates to her actually giving up the OnlyFans. Which I don't agree with because I think that she's had enough money or she's had enough time to get rid of the account and actually delete it off the platform itself. Some people are arguing that you can that she can use the platform because she has a lot of subscribers and followers on there. She has over 1.96 million subscribers on this account. That she can use this platform to push basically her Christian agenda now, like her Christian values and whatever. Which I find really weird because I just think like, okay, if you were going to do a Christian anything, like why would it be on OnlyFans where it's predominantly a porn site? Like that argument for me doesn't even like hold water where people are saying that she wants to like basically
Well, and also she put that message out on
this.
TikTok. That was a TikTok. She could use TikTok for that.
She has TikTok. There's all sorts of platforms for that kind of stuff. She has TikTok. You can make a locals. You can make Patreon if you need to like earn extra money for to get sponsored or whatever. You can get a Patreon going. You can get whatever. You don't need OnlyFans if you're actually like trying to change yourself. I don't know what this $10 a month subscriber thing is for. So why not why not make it all for free now because there's nothing here and you don't need a subscription fee. Wait until everybody else's subscription is up and then just delete your OnlyFans. Now, some people are saying that she's waiting to do that there's a time period, but other people are saying that she's had that time period already and she still hasn't done it. So I don't know. I feel like this is a very weird situation and a lot of Christians are upset with me because I'm just saying X for doubt here. What do you ladies think? Do you think there's a redemption arc here? Do you think she is saved?
I don't care. I mean, this is my thing with people on the internet. I'm like, she's not hurting herself or anyone, so that whatever she does with her life, that's her business. It's genuinely from the bottom of my heart, none of my business. You do you, girl.
Yeah.
What about you, Steph?
I don't know. I think like when I saw the reason I have like it's like press X'd out. I'm hopeful for her. Like I hope she does turn her life around.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I'm just kind of like, ooh, is she going on like that Christian conservative grift train, right? She kind of like sees that and how quickly people will jump on that, unfortunately, without giving it a second thought. But the reason I'm just kind of like, that's kind of weird is because the price did change. Like her OnlyFans went from like $8 to $10. Like, well, why are you changing the price of your OnlyFans? Why don't you just delete it, disable it? But instead you change the price, which kind of like, from what I read, it'll prolong, I guess, the length of your account or whatever. But in a way, to me, it's kind of like, okay, is she like, just in case I change my mind?
Again, like that's why I'm saying that I have so many doubts because I'm like, okay, well, if she does that, like what happens? Like when I was like listening to her too, when like with her conversion video, I was like, well, what happens when like, you don't like the money's gone, and like the fun time is gone, like, and you really do start to struggle. Like, are you gonna fall back into your old habits just because maybe God is not as kind to you as you thought he was going to be? Like, is this just like a fad for you just because it's fun?
I want to know how rich this guy is.
Right. Like, is he gonna take care of you for that?
Well, what if she found a sugar daddy and this is his fetish, that he wants her to be a good Christian girl and to denounce everything, but secretly she's like his sex slave?
Oh, see, that's a good point too. Well, I mean, and that's the other thing too, like, because on the, like I said, with the OF, like she still has the subscribers. So like if you subscribe and you DM her, like, is she gonna like, send you some news? Because apparently a lot of OF people are also doing that now. Like they're being like, oh yeah, we don't have any more OnlyFans, but it's only for subscribers. And if you DM us, we might give you like some private stuff or whatever.
Well, I thought I read something about that, like she's doing that too. She's like in the DMs.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like that people, what people are wondering, like not necessarily like, 'cause I don't think anything's leaked. Like
somebody says Anna was right about Sweeney's Todd's. She may be right about this.
Yeah, well, Anna seems to.
Yeah,
Anna
I'm
has
still
some
not
great
so
points.
sure about the Todds. If you see the DM group, but yeah.
And Tom is like, I'm pressing X for doubt on the top.
I got sent some
Tom
stuff,
is giving
so,
hope. But Tom, that could have been a story that she made up so that way people would think her boobs
No.
are real.
No,
It's something
okay, hold
else.
on.
A picture somebody sent me from a 2015 movie with her.
Here it is.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now.
Here. Oh, okay. I was gonna share it. Oh no, that's not it.
That could
Oh,
have been a bra, Tom.
That's a sports bra.
But they're still that big in a sports bra?
Sports
You can
bras
pat 'em,
squish your
Tom.
boobs.
Tom, have you ever heard of a water bra?
there's also like padded sports bras as well. Like,
That's
Yeah.
All
true.
right, I'm never going to be able to be right on this one anyway. So.
I don't know, man. I feel like that now. I feel like
I'm fighting for the boobs.
Honey, you
Okay,
just
let's see.
have hope.
Your biggest fantasy is.
Oh, we saw this already.
It's like one of my fantasies.
Oh yeah. This is her. Oh, mute it, Stephanie, because we're gonna get hit on this one.
oh.
Yeah, this is her getting dunked for Jesus.
See, and that's her TikTok. So like the people that are saying that, oh, she can use her OnlyFans to preach. It's like
Push her Christian message.
Yeah, it's like she can do that on TikTok because she probably has like a really big TikTok as well.
But OnlyFans probably pays her more still.
Exactly, Anna. Exactly. And so this is one of the guys replying to me said that this is what the OnlyFans situation is. If you're a subscriber, you need to unsubscribe to all subscriptions before you delete your account or to avoid recurring charges. If you're a creator, your account will be disabled until the last subscription expires. Then your account will be permanently deleted. To delete your account, open your profile and click settings and then click account followed by delete account. But that's what's going on. Like there needs to be the subscription deleted thing is an interesting fact because it's like as if she's waiting for the subscriptions to run out or whatever, but it won't run out if you keep updating it. Now the other interesting part is this is like I said, that the screenshot for earlier today. I don't know why the number of media keeps fluctuating too. See how it says 2 posts, 2 medias. Now it's just 1. So I don't know why it keeps fluctuating. But people are mad because I didn't put on the first one. I didn't put the medias, like, so they were like, "Oh my God, you're like misrepresenting her because she deleted everything." And I'm like, "That yeah, but why is she still charging $10 a month for nothing?" Like, maybe people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna just subscribe so I can support her for her Christianity." Like that's just a weird concept to me. But anyways, that's what's going on.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we'll see, you know?
Yeah. Time will
see.
tell.
We'll
Time-
see.
Time always tells in the long run. We'll figure it out.
There is a chance that she is, just grifting.
I hope she's legit. I
Yeah.
hope she's legit. I don't like porn or the porn industry. So if anybody's like actually getting out, like good for her. I hope she does get out. But I don't know. And her reasoning just I don't know. It's just all very weird. Russell Hall for $5 says, I didn't even care about seeing Michelle Williams.
Oh,
Okay,
we
we
did
got
read
that
this
one.
already.
Yeah,
Thank
we read that
you.
one.
ActionCom for $2 says, that Star Wars girl, would you take a cruise or a train?
Where?
Anywhere. Like overflying. Would you rather fly or would you rather take a boat or a train?
I'd rather drive myself.
There you go.
With either of those two, I would have to be with other people that are strangers. I don't like doing that.
There you go. Go ahead, Stephanie.
ActionCom for 5. Speaking of female produced, what do you think of Love Lies Bleeding? I have no idea what that is.
Never heard of it.
Wait, I heard about this. What was this again? Hold on. Oh yeah, that the one that some dude was caught masturbating in. This movie right here, Kristen Stewart's.
That's right. Oh, okay, that's the
Yeah.
Christian. Yeah.
A man has been arrested for masturbating at the screening of Love Lies Bleeding. This dude right here, man, this guy had a party going on. I mean, the fuck. I almost feel like this thing is a setup. I don't know if this really happened. I feel like this is a troll. Like, there's no way this guy's showing up with Marlboros to the movie theater. Like,
He ended up falling asleep with his penis out.
look at this. Look at this table. Like,
That's
what?
a fancy one.
Where's it
Yeah,
at?
you got like the pack of Marlboros there. Nobody's smoking in the movie theater, man. He's just falls asleep with his dick out.
Dude, I laughed so hard when I saw that photo.
Like, this is the second time too, because they said the same thing for, like, I think it was Sydney Sweeney's movie. Actually, wasn't it Mad on Web? They were like, some dude's been arrested for jacking off in the movie theater.
Oh my god.
Yes,
And now
you're
this
right.
is the second
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
I was just like, that must have been a strong one. He just
Pee Wee
passed
Herman's
out
up in
right
heaven and
after
just
it.
like, fuck you guys.
I haven't actually seen this movie. I don't really have any interest in watching some lesbian movie with Kristen Stewart. It's not really my jam, but it might be good because of that guy. What's his name? That guy's in it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
The
I
Ed
don't know who
Harris.
it is.
Ed Harris is in it.
Oh, okay.
Russell Hall for 2 says, I think Dylan Mulvaney will birth the Antichrist. Oh,
my.
God.
Is the
I think Dylan
Antichrist.
is the Antichrist. Yeah.
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 He is
Oh,
the
my
Antichrist.
goodness. Go ahead, Steph.
Russell Hall for 2. I like how Anna's avatar matches this thumbnail.
Oh, Russell, that's the most. I'm changing it now. Thanks.
Oh my God. Oh, that was funny, Russell. Russell Hall for 2 says, in fact, can you change the thumbnail to add Anna? Like, oh my God.
I'm literally changing my thumbnail right now.
Good job, Russell. You ruined for everybody else. Go ahead, Steph.
Russell Hall for 2. Anna. That spread is going to going to give Tulip diabetes.
Oh my God, Russell, you're disgusting.
Oh, Russell. Okay, that's it. I would have given you a freaking timeout over that.
No, I think he
freaking
means
comment.
the stuff that you're eating.
Yes,
he
it's very
means what girls do
gross.
with peanut butter.
And dogs. It's bad.
All right, here's my new thumbnail. Me and
Is that Jeff Goldblum?
Is that Jeff
Oh,
Goldblum?
Jeff Goldblum.
Oh my God, there's a fly on you, Anna. Get it off. Get it off.
I have a dinosaur bow tie on. He has a jazz band and they perform in like LA. And so I went there and he comes around, talks to everyone. He's so freaking tall.
Oh my God, you look like Lesbiana in that picture.
I pretty much am in this one. I had the bow tie. Listen, I lived in San Francisco for almost a decade. There is influences, and I thought I looked good in menswear, and I was very wrong.
Oh my
But
God.
I still got to meet Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, Anna was getting groomed, and then she was like, "No, this
No,
isn't the
I was. So
way."
I went to a wedding and I wore a dress, and my friends and some that were like in the wedding and like there, they gave me so much shit because they're like, you can't like dress nicer than the bride. And I'm just like, what? And so I was like, all right, that kind of traumatized me. So I was like, all right, I never want to take away from that, I guess. So I was like, I'll just
Yeah.
wear and I'll be warm. And so I just wore
Pantsuits.
pantsuits basically with
Aw.
bow ties to weddings.
Russell Hall for 2 says, "I'm sorry, but that is basically the wall in a jar."
I don't care.
Not for Anna. She's a mutant. Go ahead, Stephanie.
200-watt studio for 5. Nina, it may not have a lot of sugar, but you are the sweetest.
Oh, thank you. That's a very simpy comment, and I really appreciate it. B Marte, thank you for 20. You didn't even say anything. Thank you so much. Very, very appreciate it. Again, thank you, 200-watt studios. And then Mr. Tickle Trunk for Toonie says, "Nina's so sweet, she gave John diabetes. Pass it on." Oh, poor John. His channel's gone. Like it's demonetized. They got back to him, by the way.
I saw that.
They're not.
Are they not giving it back?
They're not reverting it.
Why?
Because they're
What the
assholes.
heck?
Because they're assholes. Yeah.
What was the reason?
Not duplicated content. What is it called, John or Tom?
Reused content.
Reused content. That's right.
Such
So
bullshit.
he's whatever.
It's really bad.
Transforming
It's
it.
such a
like he's always
blanket bunch of
transformed it.
bullshit.
It's so stupid.
You know
it's-
why? It's election year.
Exactly.
It's election year.
That's why. 200-watt studios. Thank you for the $2. Says Sharon Stone bears it all into 2025 Basic Instinct 3. Oh God. Please no. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Sydney Sweeney Euphoria season 1. You're welcome.
Oh, is that when she's getting banged? And that okay. That's what it was then. So
is she
Euphoria
banged?
season 1. She's getting like railed. Like it's pretty it's basically like softcore porn.
So one of my friends is in Euphoria, and I guess he does like the scene where he's like a Dothraki guy, and he does like a sex scene. And I'm like, I'm never watching it because I don't want to see that.
Ugh. Okay, so the funny part is, like I've said, I've seen Sydney Sweeney before. Like everybody thought she was hot shit. I saw her in White Lotus season 1, and the funny part was I really liked her, like in this show, because I thought she was a good actress. But she was playing the worst character. Like she was playing like this woke feminist, like kind of like the antithesis of what she's like in real life. Like that's what she was playing, and she was like this chick's daughter. And she was like, it was like this whole, it's a very interesting character. What the character was like, basically what's like all that is wrong with this generation is what she was playing. So if you guys are interested, you should watch White Lotus season 1. She was in that. Russell Hall for $2 says Preston Poulter just discovered his life mate. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh God, I do.
Poulter, isn't it that one kid? Yeah.
No, move on.
Okay. Stephanie, please read this one.
Hardcore curtsy for 5. I speak from experience. Many women, when putting on strap-on for the first time, is adorable. It's like giving a Star Wars fanatic a lightsaber.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
fuck off.
What the fuck?
Wow. What's happened to the super chats tonight? My god. It's real toxic femme this evening. Russell
I
Hall
guess
for
it's
$2.
adorable.
And she's also terrible at math regarding the other one, that other woman. Not Nala. Okay, go ahead.
Mexican Iron Man for 5. Holy crap, this chick actually makes my past dating choices now seem normal and conservative. Eek. And I thought I did
Mikey,
it crazy.
you could have changed her. What are you talking about? You had a chance. Russell Hall for 2 says, "What do we think? Does she do anal?" Not anymore, Russell. She used
Depends
to.
on how much you pay, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I guess now, but I don't know. I don't think she does it anymore. Well, supposedly not. Supposedly she's out of the game, Russell. But she definitely probably did before. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Sonic for 2. Anna, how was the first time in the whatever at the whatever? How was your first time in the whatever podcast?
Did you watch it?
Anna had a really interesting time, I think.
I wouldn't use that word, but let's just say all right, so getting there, it's like a 4-hour drive, and half of the freeway was along the ocean. There was construction, so it was a 1 lane. I had to pee. We had to stop so I could pee behind a bush. I lost my sunglasses when I got out to pee. Well, the best part of the day was we went back to see if they were still there, and they were. But they tell you, like, in the text that they send you, like, they say, "Dress like you're going on a date or to a club." And I was like, "What?" They're like, "Don't wear these colors," which is black, navy, or dark brown. And I'm like, "I'm wearing black. I don't care." The guy that does the show, he wears black and navy every episode. And then they say, "Be there at this time or you don't get to come on." They make you we all got there. They make you wait for 25 minutes before they let you in. So the whole late thing is bullshit. And then they make you sign a waiver, and then they try to take a picture of your ID, and I refuse to let them take a picture of my ID. And then he looks at all of you, then he gets to pick where everyone sits based on your appearance. And then he yelled at me for like 20 minutes before we even started about my straw because he was insistent. Well, so me and Brittany had got Starbucks, and so we had our Starbucks, and he's like, "You need to pour it into our cups," and we're like, "Why?" And he's like, "'Cause it everything has to look a certain way." And so we poured after going back and forth.
But also their cups wasn't even like branded cups that said like whatever podcast on it. It was like fucking paper cups. Like I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, I know. And then he wouldn't let me keep my straw. And I was like, "Why not?" And he's like, "'Cause you're gonna slurp into the microphone." And I'm like, "I stream every day. I'm not gonna slurp into the microphone." And like we were just going back and forth. So like, the point, like the show was late because he would not let me keep my straw. And then he yelled at me, and then he told the producer to come and take my straw. The producer literally came and grabbed my straw out of my cup.
Yeah, we
I
called
know.
this Strawgate when it happened.
No, it
fun.
was. And so well, because you noticed it, and then even one of the but guys, all of the girls are just sitting there, and it's just me and him going back and forth about the straw. So he was already pissed at me before the show started. And
because
then
of the ID thing.
Well, yeah, because I wouldn't let him take a picture of my ID, and then he was, like, nice before that, but no, the straw thing I think really bothered him because I
The
said
straw
no.
broke the camel's back.
And then
Ew.
well, so that was already bothering him, and then they had to change the cameras. There's, like, 3, 4 different camera sets up because Brittany's hair was so big. And so but I think I pissed him off so much, and so he was trying to get it on camera so, like, you couldn't see me, and because he was trying to hide me behind Sean because I pissed him off about the straw. And so they had to move one of the cameras, so I was kind of in the middle, and you could tell it annoyed him. And so then he just like, fuck whatever, we have to start because we're really late now. And
Stephanie, have you
then
not seen the episode where she was on?
No, I don't watch a lot of it.
Oh
Or
my
I don't
god,
watch
you
it at
you
all.
should go watch that one just so you can see the very
no,
beginning.
don't save yourself. Do not watch
It
it.
was so funny because he gets so mad at her because she refuses to say the name.
I refuse to say my age,
Or
and so
age, sorry.
he live tried to dox me on air, and Sean called him out on it. Well, so to be fair, like, I was kind of irritated because Brittany asked me what I was gonna say, and I told her, I was like, "I'm just gonna say I'm in my 20s. He doesn't need to know an exact number because I don't wanna be doxed." And then so Brittany went first and she said it, and so he was mad at her and Sean for not giving their ages, and I'm like, "Fuck." And then I didn't, and so he was already pissed at me because of the straw thing.
Yeah.
So he was even more angry. And I was
Yeah.
Well, so I was kind of put off before we even went in the building because all of like the girls that got there were all nice. And then one girl came up and she's just like, I'm just here to fight with you guys. And like when she said that, she looked directly at me and like gave me the like look. And so I'm not gonna say who it is, but anytime she talks, you can if I'm in it, you can see me roll my eyes because this girl changed her story like 5 different times. She changed her career so many times. All she did was agree with Brian and argue with everyone else. She really was there just to do that, and it annoyed me because I don't like fake people like that. But so he took my straw, Steph. So you know how I drink everything with Mio.
Yeah.
So they make you sit there, right? And it's like 100 degrees and there's no AC and you're just sitting there baking and all he gives you is water, right? And so I don't like the taste of water. So after I was done with my Starbucks, I had to refill it with water and then I poured my Mio in and I have to use my straw to stir it. So I had
Oh,
to stir it.
no.
I had to stir it with my finger. And Nina was the only one that called this out because I didn't notice this. I did it once and he couldn't interrupt like Brittany and Jasmine fighting. And so he waited for another hour for me to refill my cup again and then stir it. And he stops the show to yell at me for
He
using
was
my
watching her the whole time. He was like, he couldn't hold it in anymore. And he was like, "Are you crazy?"
What does it matter if you're using your finger to stir?
Well, so he was trying to say that I was gross, but I had just gone to the
Yeah.
bathroom and washed my hands. Because I
It
think I
was
got up
so funny.
once or twice to go to and I had been waiting because one girl just left and she went into the bathroom for like an hour and I had to pee so bad. But and also you can see what number your microphones are. And also he's got OBS up on the screen. And so sometimes some people's microphones got turned down.
Oh.
And so it was hell. It was absolute hell. And I was just like, this is sometimes enjoyable to watch because it's like you're watching a car on fire, but it is not the same being there. And Jasmine asked me, she's like, because we were talking last week, and she's like, "Are you ever gonna go on again? Like, let's hang out." And I'm like,
You're like, no. That was actually going to be my question for you. Having said all of this, would you go back on there?
it
And
has to be a really special occasion. Well, because then I did a live stream talking about this because everyone was pissed off at Brian for the whole straw thing. Because all the girls were like equally as frustrated about him yelling at me about the straw. So one of the girls actually defended me when he was yelling at me. Like when he stops
This guy sounds like a
everything.
douche.
Well, he stops everything to yell at me about the straw. And then Lana, the OnlyFans girl that was sitting next to me, she's like, "You took her straw, dude." And then he's like, "Oh shit, I did." Because then, it's like, yeah, you took my straw. What else am I supposed to stir? And that was the most controversial thing of the episode. But so then
that and age gate. It was age gate
that
and
was
straw
so
gate.
stupid. But so everyone was mad at him on Twitter. And so I saw like stuff on their page and then on Instagram. So I did a stream just to kind of recap. And he showed up in the chat and he's like, "What the fuck, Anna?" And I'm like, "I'm not hating on you, dude. I'm just talking about what happened."
Yeah.
Wow.
But he took it personally though.
He did. He's very sensitive. And he was nice after the show because I just stopped caring and I just started making faces because I'm like, I think I talk maybe 3 times on that like 5-hour show. So anytime somebody's talking, I'm just like making like cartoon expressions. And he did start to soften up after the the straw thing, and he just started laughing when I was making facial expressions because it would just.
Well, I mean that episode also turned into a shit show, like talking about the definition of fucking baby mama or something like that for like
That was the most
goddamn
stupid
2 hours.
Nina,
I was like, what is this?
imagine having to sit there and listen to that.
I know.
And
I
not
was like,
be able
what
to
the fuck
leave.
is this shit? Like, can we move on? And he wouldn't even move on with the topic. I'm like, how many hours are you gonna go over this? But anyways, Taylor Swift greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU. Thank you for $5. And I get Nala on Jack show. Has to happen. I had ballers watch the whatever clip. Dale almost fell over. Mandy wasn't having it. Madison and Helmet Girl for the win. So there you go. You gotta do your job, Anna, and produce the Jack show and get Nala on.
Maybe before all this.
I mean, now that she's born again, I don't think she's gonna be so much fun for the Jack show. She's born
maybe
again
before.
now.
Maybe before.
Jason Webster, thank you for the 20. Go ahead and read this stuff.
I love women, yet if I come across a woman like the one in Audition 1999, I will run faster than any Olympic sprinter to catch a cab, then a train to the airport of the next major city to catch the next train out.
I've never seen this movie, Audition. Have you seen it, Tom? I've never heard of this movie.
I think so, or I remember it. Let me look it up if it's the one I think it is.
Is she Asian? Yeah, it's some sort of Asian movie. This looks cool.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I've heard of it. Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty disturbing. So yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Thank you for that. Very generous $20 super chat. And then Russell Hall for $2 says she's 6.5 on the crazy hot Matrix.
She's a 6'12", not a 6.5.
At a 12. That's hilarious. And then Russell has a whole bunch. I'm just gonna read these in a row. How do you do that much math and have all your teeth? Oh God. For two, he's talking about Nala. So she literally forked a giant ear of corn. He says. Then he also says, "Sorry, 2 giant ears of corn." God damn it, Russell. Now for another 2, she gave it all up for the entire internet to watch. Wow. And then another 2. God help her poor future children. Thank you.
That's the hard part of that.
I know.
That is definitely difficult. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Zorlike for 5. The redhead was having a manic episode on camera, it looks like. Maybe.
my
She just wouldn't
God.
stop talking.
She just kept going on and on. Russell Hall, thanks for the 10, man. No child should ever have to ask their mother about a pic of her on the internet and have her explain that her but whole was only temporary but wide because she just finished sitting on a parking cone. God damn, Russell.
Oh my God.
Damn.
I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
no problem. Russell Hall for 2.
They
Yeah, go
sell
ahead.
tubs of popcorn for a reason.
Oh my God. Stop. Hold on. Oh my God, that was funny.
No.
Oh my God. Daniel Davis. So Nala for $5 says, so Nala is now making over 19 million a month, pushing a different story. Okay. Also, she seems manic. Perhaps her restrictive childhood broke her. Sad. Ooh.
Maybe.
Are you saying
That's a
19
lot.
million a month, like over this like $10 subscription fee or whatever? Because I mean, I guess that's assuming if people are still signing up. Like, I don't know how any of this shit works. By the way, that was one of the things that I was told today on that thread was because I don't know much about OnlyFans or I'm not a Christian, I should shut up about the whole thing. And I was like, people have opinions about the internet, dude. like what's going on the internet? You don't have to be experts in everything to like comment on it. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Mr. Tickle Trunk for 5. I feel like she's not genuine too. She's talking way too long. Like when you're trying to convince someone of something, selling a book eventually.
Dude, that wasn't even like the
I
first
don't
one
think so.
though.
I think it's like when people are giving their what do you call them? Like their stories, their I can't remember what it's called.
Testimony?
Their testimonials. Yeah, when people are doing their testimonials, that they tend to be pretty long. They tend to be pretty long. But it just I don't know. It just
But that
seems
wasn't even the only video too. There's like she has like several now where she's talking
what?
about her
testimonials.
her testimonials of like what it what it feels like to be with Jesus now and all this stuff.
Jesus.
Speaking of Jesus, here's Jesus Davila. Jesus, thank you for gifting a membership to the chat. You gotta somebody was gifted a membership.
Yeah.
Jesus, aka Jesus. That's amazing. Go ahead, Steph.
Jason Webster, Bat Tom would approve of your chair, Anna.
Yes.
She painted it. Didn't you paint it? I remember when you did.
Yeah, she made it
all myself. So this
Yeah.
I
is
want
the,
one of those for the Bat Cave.
I remember
the
that.
white and black chair, and so I painted it yellow and ironed on some Batman patches. There's one on the back.
She has a video of that.
Yeah.
Of the
Oh my
making
God,
of
that is so
that
cool.
chair. Hey, is that video on your actual channel or is it on like your art channel?
I think I made it before I had an art channel, but somebody actually, I never checked Discord because I hate Discord. I think I checked it like a year ago and I saw somebody replicated it. Somebody bought the same chair and did the same thing.
Oh,
They
that's cool.
They put the bat logos like right here though, not up here. But I was like, oh, that's so cool.
That's neat though that like you caused someone to be creative. That's cool. That's awesome. So there you go, Jason. Go check out her chair making thing. Warrior of Justice for 5 says everything is made in China. I think he meant China. Except for babies. They're made in vagina. Hey everyone, and Tom. What's
that was
up,
actually a
Warrior?
cute one, Warrior Justice.
That was
a
pretty
cute
good.
one.
That was pretty good. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Gab for 5. Hey, Nina and team. Didn't realize Toxic Femme is back on. Is there a set time weekly or just whenever? Great panel.
Every Monday night at 7 p.m. Central Time on Midnight's Edge.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern. Every Monday
There was
night.
a small patch of time where I think Nina, you were sick and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But otherwise, yeah, no, we're every Monday.
We tried to do it every Monday night unless like some extenuating circumstances happen.
Yeah.
So other than that, it is supposed to be a regular show.
Over the there was like a couple of weeks there we missed at the turn of the year though. But like
yeah.
Like I said, I think you were pretty
holidays
sick at that time and stuff like
yeah,
that.
and I got sick, and then I had travel. That was like the other thing. I went to somebody's wedding.
That too. Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot going on at one chunk of time.
Yeah, it was back to back. Okay, go ahead, Stephanie.
Yeah.
I don't want to read it.
Oh, I can read it. Okay, go ahead.
You want to go for it?
Go ahead.
Warrior
Go ahead,
Justice says, what do you call a Chinese therapist? Raping you.
Oh my God.
Not a
I really need to.
I was doing the
need to
SNL
read
joke.
these. I really need to vet these before I
I'll take
highlight
the
them.
rapist for $500.
Wow. Thank
That's
you.
therapist.
Got it.
Hardcore curtsy. Thank you for the $10. Not being gross as a working pro, some girls even make the lightsaber noises. Interesting part. Wow. Is watching if their attitude and temperament changes based on their addition of assumed power. Fascinating. My goodness. I like your icon. Russell Halford says, I'll believe it when she throws away her Hitachi. What's Hitachi? I don't know what that is. Is that her little ears?
I think so. I don't
know. Taylor Swift's greater than Disney Star Wars in the MCU for 2. Anna sleeps on Jack's show, so whatever was karma. I don't know what that means. But
like whatever podcast was karma.
Oh.
I don't think that's. I think Mia Green or going on that was a lesson to myself.
Oh my God. Is that what it is?
Oh, okay. I didn't know what that was either.
I thought it was her ear. Why did I think Hitachi's like her ear? Oh God. That's embarrassing.
I just agreed. I'm like, oh
It's probably it sounds
Nina
like, it
knows
just
what it
sounds
is.
like
I
it.
have
I
I
don't know.
have no idea. I'm the innocent one here.
I'm surprised Anna didn't know.
What?
No
That a Hitachi
idea.
was a vibrator. I had no idea. I was like, what?
Oh no, Chrissy talks about that thing all the time.
Oh, that just means she's probably not paying attention.
I had no freaking idea. Speaking of Chrissy, she's going to come hang out with me on this Wednesday
Cool.
for my Breaking the Narrative show, which is Rumble exclusive now. Everybody should come and subscribe to my Rumble channel. But yeah, that's it. That's the show. We've caught up with the
Yeah.
super
So,
chats.
Steph, what you got coming up?
Almost caught up. Russell Halford 2. Anna puts up with Cecil on the Jack Show. # Saint Anna. Wow, that's actually a nice super chat for once, Russell. Thank you. Go ahead, Stephanie.
I'll be streaming on Kick and Twitch in about, I don't know, 20 minutes. So yeah,
Cool.
go ahead and follow me there. And you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want.
Isn't that a hibachi?
Hitachi also makes grills. It does.
I thought that was a hibachi.
Is it? Yeah. Isn't that hibachi? I don't know anymore. I'm done.
Hitachi's made a lot of other things in the past, but evidently, I don't know, that's what they're more associated with now. Anna, you got anything coming up?
Jack Show Thursday. I'm gonna be packing calendars. I might do a video on the Acolyte trailer that's dropping tomorrow.
Apparently, it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you know what else is dropping tomorrow, isn't it? Zack Snyder's part
Trailer.
2
Nobody
trailer
cares.
of his weird Star Wars
I
wannabe
thought that
movie.
wasn't that supposed to drop today?
I don't know. I don't care.
I don't know.
remember.
What is
Did
it?
it? Did it and nobody cared? Is that
Let me
actually?
see.
Did it
I don't know. I thought I saw the poster
What-
yesterday or something.
What is this?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
for
it dropped
Zack
today.
Snyder's part 2.
Yeah, it
Oh,
dropped today.
God.
Nobody cared. Didn't really.
Oh
make
my
much
god,
of it.
nobody cared. That is so funny. Like we had I just
Didn't
remember.
you like how he said more people watched that movie than what was the other one?
He said it would be a bigger hit than Barbie because of how many people watched it. Yeah, he doesn't know how math works.
He's an idiot.
Oh my god, yeah, Rebel Moon. Rebel
Rebel
Moon
snooze.
Part B.
It was so bad.
So yeah,
okay.
Nina, anything else
Good.
going on besides the show you talked about Wednesday?
Just on Friday, for my good news show. If you guys are, over, porn stars and all the weird shit going on in the world, come and hang out with me, and let me let you know that there's good stories going on as well in the world. Speaking of which, Tom, did you see the cute animal video that I tagged you on today?
Yes, I did.
Wasn't that
And
so
I started
cute?
it. I liked it.
Like you should make that for like you should make your own version because you're a good singer, like pandas in the rain.
Pandas in the rain.
And then like play that. That'll be great. But
They're
yeah.
sleeping in the rain though.
Oh, it's so cute. Should we play it to go
Where
out
the
on?
pandas are sleeping everywhere, anywhere they can. Yeah.
No, this
are
pandas
like,
in the rain one.
yeah. Is it that one or the one where you just sleep anywhere? I saw the one where you sleep anywhere.
I mean, I just saw I saw this one that I tagged you on. So we'll just play this one. This
Oh
is
yeah, that's the
Pandas
one.
in the
Yeah.
Rain.
Yeah, he's trying to
Aw.
sleep.
There's no
yeah,
fucks
pandas will
given.
sleep anywhere.
Aww.
They're nature's laziest animal.
I love that so much. I
They're
like that
nature's
rain
most
sound.
useless animal too. But they're
No
cute,
one knows
so
how
God
they've
keeps
still
them.
survived. Like no
'Cause they're
one
cute.
understands. They're so cute. And I mean, like all they do is want to roll around and have fun. It's
They
the
don't know how to
cutest
do
thing ever.
nothing. Too much thinking goes on in my life. He's like, I don't want to
Oh my-
think today.
He's like, I'm so sick and tired of woke entertainment.
I'm gonna climb up this tree and I'm gonna sleep in the rain.
What about you, Tom? You got anything going
I'll
on?
probably hop over with the boys on the Meltdown if they're even going that much longer. Otherwise, yeah, we'll see me on Midnight's Edge After Dark and Mr. H tomorrow and all that business. So yeah.
Oh, you're going on Mr. H show. That's cool.
Yeah, I usually am there on Tuesdays and
Did you
Thursdays.
hear that he's actually never made a film before?
I heard.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a gamer.
Yeah.
There's a lot of funny
Yeah.
stuff going on.
None of us on this panel, even Stephanie, like I
If
mean,
you take
especially
their-
Stephanie.
If you
None
take
of
their
us are gamers.
snacks, yes, Panda will mess you up, Russell Hall. That's true, but most pandas don't know kung fu. There's only one panda that knows it. So,
Aw. Kung
yeah.
Fu
Pandas are
Panda.
very like they're like nature's like hippies.
They don't give a fuck. They're so cute. All they want to do is roll around. It's really cute.
Yeah.
All
right,
okay,
kids.
That's it. That's the show.
Thank you so much for being here. Of course, ladies, for the great show. Thank you, Six, for your help in the background. And thank you to all the mods in the chat, especially Mr. Tickle Trunk pulling double duty on Rumble and this side of things. So thank you so much, guys. Take care
Oh,
of
and thank
yourself.
you to Michelle. That was her.
Yes, and Michelle for being here earlier. Check out Force of Light Entertainment, of course. I didn't get a chance to ask her what her next movie is. She's watching, damn it.
I just remembered.
She was asking me about a few.
Well, what's going on?
I'm going to be on a new show on Graham Nolan's channel. It's going to be me, him, Aaron Lepresti. And then I don't know if you guys ever checked out that Berserk comic. The artist from Berserk comic, the Keanu one. He's we're all going to be talking about Star Trek. So we're going to go through each episode
cool.
of Star Trek, the original series. It's going to be
on
Graham Nolan's channel Wednesdays
Awesome.
at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Russell Hall says pandas are known to bite off wieners. I have to research this. I don't know if this is true.
Did they bite off yours, Russell?
That's what I'm trying to say. Unless you got proof, I don't know. What do you think, Jay?
Easy.
He has no comment on that. So with that, we're gonna go. Take care, kids. Love y'all. See ya.
Excuse me, ma'am. No porn at the bar.
Oh, it's okay. I'm transgender.
Oh,